Padres weekend on Madres weekend. So we we celebrate the moms because guess what? None of us would be here without mothers. Whether you know your mom or not, you should thank her at least a little bit because without her, you wouldn't have been born. And there it is. So we thank all the moms out there, especially the ones who stuck around and raised their kids. That's awesome. I had a good one. I know for a fact that Travis has a good one and Dale. I know for a fact that Fletch has a good one. Angie Fletcher. I mean, we're off to the races, boys. We've got 3 check. Oh, and Patricia Ornberger is a saint.
She's a saint.
Oh, dang, man. But yeah, listen, enough about the moms. They had their day. It was yesterday. Okay, we got to move on to the fathers. The Padres.
Yeah.
What a weekend it was.
Woo!
Holy smokes. Beating the Dodgers 2 out of 3 games. Some early fireworks from the bats yesterday. There were, some fits and starts. Obviously getting shut out Saturday sucked a little bit. But when you roar back and shut them out in the 3rd game of the series, you send the Dodgers packing with a loss on their record, a win on yours. That feels good.
It feels good. Yeah. I mean, it feels good to win this series as well, especially when I came in with expectations of I'm happy if they take 1 out of 3 right now and they win the series. And it wasn't like iffy.
No,
you know what I mean? Like
no, it's decisive.
Won.
Decisive. Yeah.
And the Padres have played the Dodgers well all season long. So if this is that year where all of a sudden that usual just mark it on the bingo card, the Dodgers are going to win every series against the Padres, it just hasn't been the case. The Padres have played them extremely well. Matt Waldron's best pitching performances, even though in a loss on Saturday, it wasn't his loss. The Padres have played well with Matt Waldron pitching. Like everything seems to be working, and starting pitching was the main thing this weekend. Man, the starters were good. I think 1 earned run given up by the starters, and it was Matt Waldron. Michael King and Yu Darvish damn near perfect. Yu Darvish had a no-no going into the 5th yesterday. He was filthy, man. And something you don't often see from Yu Darvish is like swagger. That is not close to the first word I would describe Yu Darvish with. But yesterday, he was pimping strikeouts. He was coming off the mound doing the Steph Curry shrug.
I love it.
Everything I saw out of Yu Darvish yesterday, I was like, oh, that's Yu Darvish from like the Chicago Cubs days.
That's actually a good thing to point out is how confident Yu Darvish looks, especially after having the neck tightness, a stint on the 15-day IL. He has been so dominant since he's come off of injury.
18 straight scoreless innings.
It's been masterful. That's the only way you could describe it. Yeah, like you said.
Career high, by the way.
7 innings pitched yesterday. He had 1 hit, no runs, none earned, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. It was 2 hits, but it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just another notch in his belt of what's already been a really solid season for Yu Darvish, and it was looking a little shaky at first.
And beyond that, the Padres getting to win at home. That's a nice turn of events because that hasn't happened as much as we'd like to see. So there's a lot of good things here, a lot of positives. Positives.
I don't know what's happening.
Who's this?
But that's okay. Listen, the like I said, the bats came alive in the first inning, which was a lot of fun to see. You had Fernando Tatis Jr., Jake Cronenworth both go yard. That put some work on Walker Buehler's plate. Like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't know. It's not going so well.
The fun fact about that, the last time both those guys hit a home run was also back-to-back.
Yeah.
Like a month ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're saying both in the same game?
No, both of those 2 guys, Jake Cronenworth and Fernando Tatis Jr., the last time they hit a home run was back-to-back home runs.
It's been that long, though? You said it was like a month ago?
It was in April.
Well,
I don't know if it's been a full month.
Maybe it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're 13 days into May. But either way, you know who hit a homer. The shot around San Diego is the way I like to describe it, because could this mean that his bat is waking up? Could it possibly be that X is gonna give it to you?
Bogey goes boom.
It was solid. I love Don Orsillo.
Hold on, time out.
It sounds better when he says it.
I would have said bogey goes boom.
You know why?
You would immediately say, wow.
Simple answer why.
Why?
Confidence.
No,
Like when
that's
Don
fun.
Orsillo says it, it's not asking for the laugh.
I'll tell you right now, that's also what he would shout to his parents when he successfully went potty when he was a 3-year-old.
See, if you were to say all your stupid ass puns with that inflection,
God,
you would
bless
never
America.
take a lap again.
Wow. Could you do me a favor? Go to my Twitter. It's one of my recent tweets. It was from the walk-off. Luis Arraez shows up and plays hero on Friday night. For anybody who hasn't heard this clip, we'll probably play it more than once today. This is sensational work. Not just Arraez, what he did in the bottom of the ninth to win that game for the Padres, but the level of broadcasting talent you need to have in a booth to accomplish what came out on the television broadcast on Friday night. It's a proficiency that few local teams will ever get to enjoy. National broadcasters wish to have this type of moment and have this type of poise and this type of ability. But Mark Grant, Mudcat, and Don Orsillo, the team we have in the booth calling games for the Padres, they are not equaled. This is how it's done. This is a rise walk-off win against the Dodgers. That is 2 minutes of broadcasting excellence. That is restraint and perfect, polished announcing from Don Orsillo to make the call and get out of the way. And then what an incredible job by Mark Grant allowing the fans to tell the story of how important that win in the early season for the Padres was. It's the opener against the Dodgers, right? This game, it's whatever it was, May 11th. I mean, in actuality, maybe this game doesn't matter much for the total of the season when it's September or October, but it matters right now. And it was a big win, and it was an important moment. And instead of stepping on the most important voice in the building, which was the voice of the fan, Mark Grant stayed silent for 50 seconds before giving his analysis on Arraez, what he saw from the pitcher, and concisely stated exactly what happened, and then spoke of the speed of Wade coming around the bases. That's as beautifully done as a broadcast could possibly be done.
Yeah, it gives me chills to listen to it because as a broadcaster, I don't know if the listener realizes what kind of stones that takes to sit there and be quiet. Because as a broadcaster, sometimes you feel like you're supposed to talk, like you're being paid to talk, so you're supposed to talk. There's a moment of now silence. You're just sitting there doing nothing. You feel like you should talk, but that right there, man, he just put it into gear, put it in neutral, actually, and just let it coast.
It almost felt to me like
it felt good.
Mud was soaking in the moment as much as anyone else was. But it's easier to do now. So many people F that up, almost cussed, and so many people do talk over the crowd. It's easier to do when you have a crowd like that who is telling the story. And Kevin Acee put this out on Twitter on Saturday night. So the night after that happened, Padres set an attendance record at Petco Park, the most fans ever there. Let's see, 46,701, and that's 1,100 more than the previous high of 45,567 set back in 2014. Petco was rocking all weekend. Dodger fans had some stupid ass parade thing they did in downtown San Diego on Saturday that was not received well. There were fights. The fights I saw were after last night's game or yesterday's game in the gas lab, and it was Dodger fans fighting police officers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Cool.
This is what I was talking about on Friday when we were doing our afternoon rock show. I was commenting on the fact that it may be a little immature. It may be something that's, I guess, a blind spot in my maturity. But I love, after a Padres-Dodgers series, seeing what goons are going to get in a fight in the stands at Petco Park. What I didn't expect is that Dodgers fans would be accosting police officers, making
that's kind of new.
an already difficult job even more so difficult by fighting back. But that's
now,
exactly
is
what we
accosting
saw.
the right word? Because punches throwing at police officers downtown in the gas lamp, like
Assaulting.
It was embarrassing, man.
The police won.
Right, yeah.
Just so you
Oh, yeah,
know.
pepper spray.
Like they do.
Yeah.
Please tell me that Kevin AC article's headline is "That win got a rise out of me."
It was.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
It wasn't.
Sorry,
know,
TD.
It wasn't, and there were a lot of great articles, by the way, written over the weekend in the UT. I read the Miller piece. I read the Canepa piece. It was the Miller piece, obviously highlighting, the series against the Dodgers. Nick Canepa, he was telling the story of Tony Gwynn the way only a guy who's been around as long as Nick Canepa can, talking about how he is still the enduring face of the Padres. So congrats to Kevin Acee and Bryce Miller and Nick Canepa, all doing a great job covering this team this season, because this could be a special season, guys. Like, let's put it this way. This feels different waking up Monday morning than it did Friday morning. It feels different heading out of the weekend against the Dodgers than it did going into the weekend against the Dodgers. And like I said, I don't know if it's going to be an enduring memory for this season, if this is going to be a special enough season that we're going to remember the Luis Arraez walk-off a week after he joined the team against the Dodgers to spark something special this year, or if this is going to be a forgettable moment in overall forgettable season. But it feels good.
By the way, Arraez, his first game ever at Petco Park, hits the walk-off. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But it was an awesome weekend for the Pods. They take 2 out of 3 from LA at Petco Park yesterday. 4-0 win. Tati, Crony, Bogey, all hitting home runs. Bogey goes, what was it, TD?
Bogey goes, I don't know, bones. Can't remember already.
Bogey goes
boom.
Boom!
Bogey goes boom.
Yu Darvish, phenomenal on the mound. Today, Padres start a 3-game home series with the Rockies. Then they'll hit the road. They got a long road trip coming up. 4 against Atlanta, then 3 somewhere else. I can't remember. NBA playoffs, Denver Nuggets battle back in their series with the Timberwolves. Last night, Nuggets win 115-107. That series now tied 2-game apiece. Same story with the Pacers and the Knicks. Pacers battle back. That series also tied at 2. In the NFL, announced this morning, the first game of the season will be on September 5th between the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, at Arrowhead Stadium, taking on the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Pretty cool NFL news on May 13th.
I'm fired up.
They do it, man.
Yeah.
They find a way.
Yeah, it's every week they drop at least one nugget on us, right? Until we get close to August here.
Yeah, and the full schedule gets released this Thursday, I believe, but they'll start leaking out. Like, we just got the first game of the season. We'll get the first Monday night game of the season. We'll get the first Sunday night game of the season. And we'll get all those little nuggets as we lead into Thursday.
And we are 3 months from preseason football, and they drop the opening game for me, and I go, I'm so fired up.
Yeah, could that be tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly. That's a great
Chiefs
point.
Ravens to open up the season. Come on.
We'll get into that in a little bit here because we have a lot of thoughts about that matchup and also some other matchups that we would like to see. But speaking of the NFL, how about Tom Brady? Okay, we talked a lot about the Padres here on Monday, but yesterday was all about the Madres. And after the Tom Brady roast, the greatest roast of all time, which is still up and available on Netflix, and if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it.
They edited it.
They did.
They took out some stuff.
They edited it immediately.
Yeah, they took out Kim Kardashian getting booed. They took out a couple of jokes that they deemed were too severe.
Yeah. So if you didn't watch it live, you missed at least pieces of it. But it doesn't change the overall funniness of that roast.
Yeah.
I mean, that was fantastic. They did a fantastic job from start to finish. They did not hold anything back, even if it felt like they did afterwards, because they said there was a couple items off limits. It was a roast.
So TD said it, and it still is, right? Even in its edited form, you'll still get the gist. TD said it last week, I believe it was, that Tom Brady on the other side of the roast looks better than he did prior to the roast. And this is kind of what it's about. Like, when you have a celebrity roast, typically it's a celebrity who's been embroiled in some scandal. Like, you remember when David Hasselhoff had the Comedy Central roast? It was after all of the allegations of rough times with his family and his alcoholism. Justin Bieber had a roast. That was during the Comedy Central days. Justin Bieber had been spotted doing things that, early 20s, rock stars, pop stars shouldn't be involved in. He's getting tattoos and he's driving fast in the Hollywood Hills in his Lamborghini.
It was a chrome Bentley or something. Remember that?
He's throwing eggs at neighbors' houses, like, tomfoolery and the such. So he gets roasted.
Foolery.
And we've seen it a million times over. Well, I didn't expect this because he's such a huge crossover star, Tom Brady. But there was some profile improvement, enhancement that occurred on the other side, because when you allow the world to laugh at all of your insecurities, the facelifts and the plastic surgery, the hair transplants, the marriage that fell apart with Giselle and the jiu-jitsu instructor, and all the other things, everything's available to make fun of. There's nothing left to be vulnerable about. So you walk away from it almost always looking better than you came in. However, Giselle and Brigitte Moynihan, they obviously had a different take on how the roast went for them and their families.
Yeah, well, because they were the brunt of a bunch of jokes. And, when you're not there and you're not a willing participant in this, it probably feels hurtful instead of funny that you're getting poked at. But the narrative with Tom Brady and his marriage was he decided to play football
and left his family,
and walked away from his family. And that's what they built up literally for months and months and months. So even though the jiu-jitsu story was there, it was very much in the background. This brought that way to the front. And all of a sudden you go, well, maybe it's not all Tom Brady in this.
It was Giselle, that cheater.
Yeah. Right.
I'm curious because it's reported, and there's a few numbers out there, but Tom Brady got somewhere between $20 and $30 million for this roast.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds right.
Did they get any of that?
Oh, yeah.
Should they get any of that?
Yeah. Well, listen.
Because it's not like Tom stopped paying child support.
That's my point. This is the father of those children. So whether you feel some type of way about the public,
Giselle richer than him?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does he have to pay child support because Giselle makes more money?
Well,
he definitely pays it to Brigitte.
He might get alimony from Giselle.
I think he probably does.
He might get a check from Giselle. No, the deal is this: if you're raising a kid with a parent, you're co-parenting with somebody you're divorced from. The two things I would say most divorced parents hope for is A, that you're dealing with a sensible partner who, regardless of how bad your relationship went, they're still interested in communication enough that you can have the most prosperous life for your kids. Also, you're hoping that that person, financially doesn't fall off the end of the world so that they can provide for their kids as well. Tom Brady earning $20 to $30 million in a single night's work, not bad.
No, that's pretty good.
And I think if I was Brigitte or Giselle and I was really that upset about everything, I would just say, "Hey, Tom, why don't you peel me off a mill, and I won't complain anymore."
Well, if they're upset, all they have to simply do is go to his Instagram account where he shared a beautiful message to both of his ex-wives. Happy Mother's Day to these kind, caring, compassionate, and powerful moms that I'm lucky to have in my life. None of this would be possible without your love. And then he posted pictures of him.
Whoa. You left out. There was 3 hearts at the end of that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what, TD? Thank you. You're absolutely right. 3 heart emojis.
Right. Huge, guys. Yes, but then posted photos. It was a very classy, very nice move.
I might
Also-
actually do the exact same thing and just find another mom. Like, so I'll post one of my mom, of my wife, and then maybe I'll just find another mom.
Right.
Maybe it'll just be like the Brady Bunch mom, and I'm going to post the same exact thing to my
Same
account.
verbiage.
Or maybe I'll just borrow the pictures as well.
Well, we have a couple seconds where your guys' wives taken care of nicely yesterday.
For
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day,
What'd you guys do?
I did my best.
because
What'd you
every
do?
Mother's Day there's a Mother's Night.
Yeah,
Hell
is that
yeah.
what you're talking about? Taken
No,
care of.
I meant like, did you send them somewhere so they could have a day without you and the kids? Or
Sarah said she just wanted to relax at home. So I cooked her a pancake breakfast because she likes the pancakes. And then we hung out. We actually ran a couple errands. And then I cooked her a nice salmon dinner, which is also her favorite.
There you go. So pancake breakfast, salmon dinner.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we had a very, very busy Mother's Day. We same thing, breakfast in bed. The kids delivered breakfast in bed. We did presents after that. And then a bunch of other moms came over to our house, brought their kids over. And so it was pandemonium from noon until about 5 o'clock. And then honestly, it was like a hustle up, get the kids in bed situation. So she had some of the Uber Eats order that I brought in, and then we all passed out. Like we had a real good start, and then we kind of tailed. We faded towards the end of the night.
When it gets busy, man, you get tired quick.
Oh my gosh. And the house is a wreck. We have Legos literally on every surface you can have Legos. I was walking out of the house like, looks like it's going to be a Mother's Day Monday too. I'm going to shoot her a text and say, hey, don't worry about the Legos, babe. I got them when I get home.
So I had a tiny little shop vac when my kids were little.
Yeah.
That I only used to pick up Legos.
Oh, that is brilliant, actually.
So it was never dirty. It was always super clean, and I just walked around and sucked them all up.
You just changed my life.
I'm saying.
so you
buying
bought
this
a
tonight.
separate shop vac
That's correct.
just for your kids' toys.
Do they sell mini shop
Dude,
vacs?
it was like this big, and it was like maybe $30 at the time. However, this was like 2003.
So now it's $250.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I'll be damned. They still sell them.
Yeah.
I'm ordering one today.
You can't use it for anything except
I'm
Legos.
literally going to change whatever it is. Rigid. It's going like whatever brand it is. It's just going to say Lego.
What was the device on The Office? Suck it.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about a different one from season 2.
No, not that device.
Yeah.
No.
Which, by the way, it only gets used for 2 things in our house. Only 2 things. All right.
Yeah, Suck It had its own theme song, actually.
Yeah, it did.
Speaking of suck it, TD's been sucking weight. That's what they call it in the.
Is that what they call it? I used to suck on chili dogs.
He did, but now he sucks weight. So in wrestling, that's what they call it. They call it when you're sucking weight. It means that you got a big match coming up.
I actually think they call it cutting weight.
Well,
but
no, trust me, look it up.
Use the Google.
You're trying to get down for a match, right? You know, maybe you wrestle at 165 and
go throw on that full body sweatsuit and jump in the sauna.
This is on sucking weight wrestling.
Yep, there you go.
How about that?
So when you're sucking weight, you're trying to get down, right? You know, you're trying to lose a couple lbs. You know, sometimes you got to lose a significant amount. There's fighters now in like the UFC, for example, they'll lose like 25 pounds to get ready for a fight, and sometimes it'll happen in a 6-month training camp. Well, guess what? TD, he did that plus more in just a month.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct. Because my coaches, Wayne and Chloe, who are also our coaches as a show here, Wayne and Chloe over at sdfatloss.com, they said, look, you need to suck some weight, probably 20 to 30 pounds in 8 weeks' time. And I went, it's impossible. There's no way I can get it done. And yeah, you're right, Rich. In 1 month, 30 days went by. I was down 28, I think was the number. Hey, man, that's incredible. Well, even more incredible is we did it the healthy way, did it without doing some fad diet, did it without doing some medical injection diet. And then you keep the weight off, thanks to Wayne and Chloe over at sdfatloss.com. So if you want to do that, you're looking to shed some pounds here because, look, I know dieting sucks. I know losing weight is hard. I've been there. I've tried a million different things. Nothing works. sdfatloss.com does. And if you go there right now and mention the show, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, you're going to save yourself $200. So go there, man. You're looking to make a change. You're looking to get ready for summer. You're looking just to feel better. You're looking to add some years to your life because I promise you all that excess weight is taken years away. Go to sdfatloss.com right now.
Awesome.
weekend being 100% debt free with no credit cards, no car loan, no personal loan. Hey guys, it's Schaefer. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit can make it happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly with Loan Pronto's AI-based system. You can get approval in about 10 minutes with almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home, and you can use that money to pay off all your other loans. In fact, the average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. A ton of money. Listen, your home value is way up. You can use that to wipe out all those credit cards, get some money for home improvement. Literally hundreds of thousands are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. Call now, 619-207-4336, 619-207-4336, or loanpronto.com, 619-207-4336, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
Yeah, South 15, heavy traffic through Temecula, and now from Deer Springs to El Norte, another backup at Villa Rancho Parkway. I'm Tori Peck, San Diego traffic.
Hi, I'm Nicole Donnelly, owner of Miramar Kitchen and Bath, also chair of the local chapter of the Better Business Bureau. I find that the slogan for the BBB, Start with Trust, and as owner of Miramar Kitchen and Bath, where we believe your experience matters, that's why our experience matters, are two key reasons to consider our company for your next kitchen or bathroom remodel.
Contractor's license 657333.
Miramar Kitchen and Bath.
This update is presented by Albertsons and Vaughn's. Awesome weekend for the Awesome weekend for the Padres. They take 2 out of 3 from LA at Petco Park. Yesterday, Padres won 4-0. Tatis, Cronenworth, Bogarts all hit home runs. Yu Darvish, phenomenal on the mound today. The Padres started a 3-game home series with the Rockies before hitting the road to Atlanta for 4. NBA playoffs, Denver Nuggets battle back in their series with the Timberwolves after last night's 115-107 road win. That series is now tied at 2 games apiece. Same exact story with the Pacers and the Knicks. Pacers battle back. That series also tied at 2. And the NFL announced this morning that the first game of the season is going to be September 5th between the defending Super Bowl champs Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens at Arrowhead Stadium. No, it is not too early to set your fantasy lineup. Shop Albertsons and Vaughn's for great digital deals. Right now, get a 1-pound pack of fresh strawberries for $1.82. That's ridiculously cheap. And Oscar Mayer bacon, 12 ounces, is $4.97. Limit 2 with digital coupons on Vaughn's or Albertsons.com. Shop in-store or online. Nothing's working.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this real.
Let me do it manual.
Hang on. We're doing it manually. Everybody, just hang on, because if we don't have some rejoin music, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. Big Rich, Genie, and Fletch at San Diego Sports 760. Hey, mark your calendars. It's just over a week away, Wednesday, May 22nd. That is Red Shoe Day, benefiting the Ronald McDonald House Charities in San Diego. Proceeds stay right here in San Diego, directly supporting our family. So everything that they collect stays right here at our hometown, San Diego. Funds raised during Red Shoe Day support lodging, meals, emotional support, and Family Day services provided by the house at no cost to families. Our iHeart team for Red Shoe Day will be collecting donations at the intersection of Balboa Ave and Ruffin Road. That's happening not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, May 22nd, 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Fletch, have you been by not our office?
I know it's clean. It makes me sad.
Dude. Well, no, wait,
Why does it make you sad?
It should make you so happy.
It was so cool the way it was.
Just 100% bottles?
Yeah.
I mean, there was no room for anything.
They got to us, man. We got a picture.
They got to us.
So I was there for like an hour of cleanup. And then how long did you guys stay?
Probably another hour, solid hour.
I left at 2:30.
Yeah,
That was an hour after I left.
Yeah. So
But then we got a picture at like 4:00 from one of our sales guys. And he was like, wow, this is a lame office.
one of our sales guys, Dom.
And
Yeah. Dominic Dan Marino.
Yeah,
we got sniped, man. We got the man got to us and they put their boot down.
You know what I was thinking though is like, why did Dom randomly walk into our office at 4 p.m. on a Friday?
Steal some booze.
Yeah, he was trying to get some booze.
There's no question about it. There's no question
Now
about
it's
it.
locked up.
He was like, well, looks like it's the happiest hour of them all.
That's right.
I'm going to go ahead and take some delicious Asombroso home to my lovely wife.
And then he went, what? It's locked up in a gun cabinet?
Yeah.
What will I do?
Here's the thing about our office. So you're complaining because, oh gosh, like our office, the man got to us.
It was a frat house.
We pushed our line so far that now we have a gun cabinet with liquor stored in it and a kegerator. Like we pushed this so far that they're like, okay, listen, you can keep the gun cabinet, liquor cabinet. You can keep the kegerator, but can you guys just please pick up the 100 plus bottles of half-drank liquor strewn about the floor? And we went, fine, boss.
I bet it was pushing 150.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is true story. You saw that giant beige tote that I had?
So what would you say that thing is? I mean, like a 30-gallon,
50-gallon,
50-gallon tub.
It's like
It's
had to
massive.
weigh 200 pounds.
So
Yeah.
I filled it 7 times with bottles of booze and cans that we could no longer drink, things that weren't viable, things that went bad. And I put it up on my shoulder and I walked it to the dumpster. 7 trips.
Yes.
It was overflowing.
And we passed out, some closed bottle of booze to those who were of age here at the station, of course.
A lot of people walked away happy.
Yes. But there was a gigantic cardboard box that was filled with debris, which
Unbelievable.
it was
I gave
incredible.
I gave a couple of bottles to J Riff, the
Nice.
3 producer.
Nice.
And he must have gotten into them because on Saturday night around 11 p.m., I got a selfie picture from Jonathan Rifkind who looked hammered and was smoking a cigar out on his porch. And he was like, told you should have hung out with me tonight.
We need to start posting these pictures because they'll
I
send
don't-
them to you. They'll send them
Dude,
to us. Like
He'd be so pissed.
maybe not.
There are some listeners who are going, wait, is J Riff a real person or is this a character that you've created?
People actually think Brent is AI.
Brent?
Brent?
Oh, well, I could see
You
that.
know what? Brent seems like an AI name.
A little bit.
Yeah. Like, I mean, clearly a computer just made up the name and called himself Brent.
His name's Brent Spurry. Like, can we trust he's a real human? And also, he talks like it's everything's hidden behind the Wisconsin accent. It's like, well, I'm Wisconsin. We would take half-drank bottles of liquor and we would just bring it to the rafters in the barn. We call it the loft, and so we had a loft space where we just and then so you just picture.
So accurate.
I wish, golly, man. Can we get him on the phone and just have Brent versus Brent?
You think Brent's awake at 6:30?
Oh, there's
no, not unless
he's got
not
4
unless
more
he has
hours of
not
sleep.
gone to bed yet.
Or we should just get AI to synthesize his voice so we could talk to Brent at any time. If he's not already AI, we're not sure.
Right,
Brent,
exactly.
here's the I'm just curious about what do you think about Aaron Rodgers' season coming up?
But Aaron Rodgers, yeah, look at much of a season. 4 plays last year. Maybe I'll have 8. If he doubles it, I'll have 8 plays with the New York Jets. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
12 plays total with
12,
the Jets.
12 plays total. They'll pay him $40 million for total of 12 plays.
Did he sign a 2-year deal? Was that what it was?
What was his initial deal? I think it was 2 years.
Yes, I'm saying, like, so if he goes down at 8 plays, like, deal, all done.
Hey,
3-year deal.
Oh, it's a 3-year deal.
No, wait.
It might be 2.
It was 2 with an option of a third.
No, the Jets just took over his extension that he had signed with the Packers.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a little confusing.
No, but then they reorganized it. They
Yeah,
gave him more money up front. I think it is 2 years.
His cap hit this year is $18 million.
Could you play the horns? Since we're talking about the NFL, could you scratch this?
Yeah,
itch?
are we able to?
Is it,
Honestly, I don't know.
all right. Well, if you're not able
Let's
to,
see. We'll try it.
Mhm.
If you
Okay,
can't,
wait for it.
me and
Next gen,
Travis will
not
do it.
working. Wow! Wow!
Through all the technical difficulties, our whiz kid, Ben Fletch pulls through. The 2024 season will kick off with an AFC Championship game rematch. The NFL announced Monday morning. That's this morning, folks. This is East Coast time, so this is before we opened our eyes. That the Kansas City Chiefs will face the Baltimore Ravens. The war on the shore. Well, no, I don't know. It's being played in Kansas City, so it's far from a shore. The point is, this is awesome.
Oh, it's so awesome. I do like how the NFL went, hey, should we do like a Super Bowl matchup, a rematch to kick things off? And they went, nah.
I'm sure the Niners will probably get like the Sunday night game of week 1. That's how they like to do it. So, but the Chiefs facing off with the Ravens, AFC battle, 2 teams that made it deep into the playoffs a year ago. I probably couldn't have drawn up a better matchup for night 1 of the NFL season than this.
Huge.
It's massive. And are people already tracking Taylor Swift's private jet to see if it's going to be in Kansas City that night?
Oh, wow.
Oh, no,
Well,
I haven't done that.
she'll
It's
turn it around.
Thursday night game, right?
Yeah.
So it's an Amazon Prime game.
No. NBC always gets the rights to the first Thursday night game of the season.
Okay.
So you got Patrick Mahomes on one side of the docket, Travis Kelce, obviously, Lamar Jackson, and by the way, Derrick Henry, an offseason acquisition
forgot
by
about
the
that.
Baltimore Ravens, who are going to be squaring off against each other. And then plus, you remember Steve Spagnuolo. A big reason why the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl is how brilliant Steve Spagnuolo's defense was against Brock Purdy and the 49ers in that Super Bowl. Okay, all right, listen, they got to Brock. They were able to rush him in the
It was
pocket.
Chris Jones, not Spagnuolo.
Well, I mean, listen, it was a great little defensive game plan. They isolated Chris Jones on one-on-one blockers. He was able, obviously, to beat those offensive linemen and get to Brock Purdy in a hustle. It was a beautifully scripted game, but now we move on to the 2024 season, which is quickly approaching. And the kickoff game, pop your popcorn.
They couldn't have done it better.
It's perfect.
It is perfect. I can't wait for it. Like, this news coming out this morning at like 4 a.m. or whenever it came out, immediately got me to my phone to look at my dynasty team once again and be like, can this just be now?
Yeah.
Can this just be now?
Your
Like, I'm
dynasty
ready
team.
for the NFL season to be here, and I'm ready in a big way.
I should get my dynasty team ready. It's May 13th.
Speaking of the NFL, coming up in just a little bit, we'll stay with the NFL. As it turns out, one player was accosted in an airport, and he claims giant balls are not a security threat. We'll get to that story on the other side. But if you're excited for a big game, how about one coming to San Diego? International rugby is going to be here in our city. This is an unbelievable opportunity. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The most famous rugby side in the world, the All Blacks, are coming to town to play against the Flying Fijians July 19th. I'm not kidding you. I had a conversation this weekend with somebody who's already bought tickets to this game. This is incredible. Get ready for an experience the speed, the intensity, the skill of the 2 best rugby sides in the world. Final tickets now on sale. They're going super fast. Like I said, I was talking to somebody who secured 4 of them already. Secure your spot at Ticketmaster.com. Do not miss out. All Blacks, Flying Fijians, July 19th, Snapdragon Stadium. Buy them now. Ticketmaster.com.
John and Jim.
A lot of good things are happening with this lineup for the San Diego Padres, but one of the bad things is Xander Bogaerts is in a season-long slump.
Leading you on that drive home.
Well, at least, I mean, if you want to look at the glass half full type of thing here, if you are going to have a top 10 offense right now, through most all of the categories that we've listed off that are important, with Xander struggling like he is, that to me is a half glass full.
Weekday afternoons at 3. San Diego Sports. 760. America's finest sports station.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
San Diego Sports 760, a chance for you to win bonus bucks. Yep, $1,000 every day this week. All you got to do is listen for the keyword, then enter it at sportssd.com. Your next chance to win $1,000, 9 o'clock.
San Diego Sports Traffic.
Folks, this is Chris Moran with Solar Negotiators. Every day, customers just like you call us looking to make a change. They're tired of paying out-of-control utility companies, so we become their new lifetime energy partner, and we can help you too. We can provide you peace of mind with a solar installation, whole home battery backup, monitoring, and maintenance. We call it the Power Shift. The federal tax credit covers almost 1/3 of the system cost, and all of our options are no money down, so you can begin saving in your first month. Veteran-owned and local, Solar Negotiators, powered by Solar Maintenance Pros, is the most highly rated, licensed solar and roofing contractor in the Valley since 2009. Summer's coming. Isn't it time to make a change? Let us become your lifetime energy partner. If you go solar with a qualified system before May 31st, we will cover up to 6 months of your power bill with a maximum savings of $3,000. Call 844-OWN-SOLAR or visit solarnegotiators.com and get started today.
CSLB license number 1021919.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. It's a Monday. We are doing it. The Padres are doing it. What a series against the Dodgers. We'll get back into that in a little bit. But we didn't want to skip over this story. Really important story to hit on a Monday morning.
It's a matter of national security.
It really is. I mean, if you think about it, anytime you are being screened at the airport, you are doing a civic service. You truly are. I mean, it's a little bit of an intrusion of your privacy. It's something we've gotten used to, but it's something that didn't happen pre 9/11.
Right.
We weren't asked to remove our shoes. We weren't asked to put our bags through security or have our bodies x-rayed every time we go through an airport, but look for
September 10th, 2001 was the last of the good old days. I mean, if you're traveling air travel,
literally, if you were, if you wanted to, you could park your car in an airport. You could pull your wifey's bags for her all the way up to the gate she was departing from. You could give her a kiss as she went on the jetway. That was like the do not pass line if you didn't have a ticket.
Yeah.
Other than that, airports were public spaces.
You could get there and then just book it across the airport and you would just run through checkpoints.
There were stories of people having cars towed because they would literally leave the car running and parked in front of like the whatever you call it, the departures lane, and they would just sprint to their gate for a flight they could not miss.
Right.
So them days is over. TJ
for good reason, by the way. Yeah.
So TJ Ward, who's a star in the NFL, okay, he explains his whole situation at the airport. He's none too pleased.
He put out a tweet. What day was this? Yesterday? No, it was Friday.
A couple days ago, yeah.
Okay. This is the tweet. The airport is a scam. TSA is a scam. All these rules for nothing. I have a weapon in my drawers every time I fly. If you ask that stupid machine. No, those are just my man parts. Now I got to get SA'd? TSA'd? I guess that's what that is.
Yeah.
Sick of it. Domestic terror. And we worried about my ball sack.
Okay. Well, there it is. There it is. Really,
how big must they be?
That's what I'm saying.
This guy's got giant pendulous nuts.
Huge.
There's no question about it.
So he goes through the x-ray machine, and because they're so massive, they're like, we should take a look at these.
Look, TJ Ward, okay, he's not, when you see him, you wouldn't immediately assume football player. He's like 5'10", 200 pounds. He's a safety, but he's a 3-time Pro Bowler. When I say he's a star, he's a star. He's a very, very talented football player. He's made a lot of money. He's played for something like 8 years. TJ Ward is a guy, who in the general public, you would just assume, I don't know, he could be an off-duty insurance sales rep. You would say he's in shape. There's no question about it. He's in shape. But as he's going through TSA, he doesn't scream like football players. So you're not thinking that TSA obviously not paying him the respect that he feels he deserves walking through an airport. I've never met him. I don't know if he has a big ego, but apparently he has big other parts.
Is this a flex?
What do you mean?
Like, could it be possible that he's not actually getting pulled aside because of that, but he just got pulled aside and now he's trying to let the world know that he has giant balls?
Yeah,
or even if he doesn't have giant balls, he's just telling everybody that he has giant balls.
Honestly, like, have you ever, when it comes, have you ever bragged about the? I mean,
About the size?
Size of the balls.
Me?
There's nothing impressive about what I got going on. So,
Okay,
well,
all
yeah,
right.
but also let's just say they were huge, right? I mean, like, is it something you brag about?
See, that's what I'm asking.
Like, are people impressed
what
by that?
happens if you're built like a grandfather clock?
Yeah, right. I mean, you're just like you're a Brahma bull, man. It looks like they should be hanging on the
I'd
back of a
probably brag
truck.
about it. Yeah.
You would? But you never
Probably.
hear Tommy Lee brag about it.
What are they?
And we've
What are you
seen them.
talking about? He shows it all the time. Still.
The size of them?
Yeah, he does brag about the size of his nuts. That is true. What do they call the thing inside of the bell that actually rings the bell? Is it the ringer, the dinger, the donger?
It was something like that.
Is
no,
it? Is it?
I forgot. We looked this thing up. It was a very phallic name.
The part of the bell that rings.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It's called a clapper.
That's right. That's right.
So
that's right.
listen,
That's right.
TJ,
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that those are the clapper.
So, but okay, but say TJ Ward, he's walking through life with a giant clapper, right?
Okay.
And whatever. I mean, as he's wearing his gray sweats or whatever it is he travels in, I mean, you get to TSA. Your job as a TSA agent is to make sure that nobody is hiding any illegal paraphernalia on their person.
Right.
And all of a sudden, this dude, he's got a bulge or some sort of like hidden whatever that's popping up on the TSA screen. You got to figure out you got to figure out what he's packing.
You got to take a look at the clapper.
You got
flesh not registered differently than like metal.
Well, I think what the issue would be in this situation is if they were so big, like if you went, wow, there's way more flesh there than there should be, you'd have to go, is there something that's causing that to bulge?
Okay, I fly about 10 times a year. I have since I'm 18 years old. Commercial, not as much. I've been on a lot of charter flights with teams, broadcasting or playing, but probably commercial flights 2 or 3 a year. When I go through TSA, for whatever reason, this happens to me a lot. The only spot on my body that gets flagged is my groin. And I always
There we go. He's going to brag.
No,
Okay.
no.
Hang on. Then I'm going to brag in just a sec.
Hang on. So I realized, I was like, is there something going on with the way like my pockets are folded? So I fixed my pockets, made sure they were laying flat against my legs, because I was thinking maybe they're seeing a ripple in the jeans or something, because it was always like off to the right side. So I'm like, I don't know what is going on with TSA and this, whatever is the body scan thing where it has the little thing that goes woo, like, the bar that passes by the circle. So I'm like, all right, well, whatever it is, there's something going on here. So finally, it was like the umpteenth time this happened. And I said to the guy, I'm like, what is going on? I said, every single time it's the same spot. It's my groin. And he goes, dude. And I go, yeah. He goes, does it stick to your right leg, dude? And I go, it does. And he goes, like right now? I'm like, it is. And he goes, it's heat. You're throwing off some heat. He goes, it's meat heat. It's
what?
He goes, it's stuck to your thigh.
For real?
And he goes, if you want to fix this problem, dog, just go ahead and push it right down the middle. He's like bowling pin right down the alley. You
He did not say the word meat heat.
Yeah, he said meat heat.
That sounds accurate.
He has
actually
me dying laughing. I'm in JFK Airport. I'm dying laughing. And he was like, dog, he's like, just try to get it right down the middle. He's like, I guarantee you. He's like, it'll give me the green okay.
Interesting.
And I'm like, you want me to go back through? He's like, hell no. Get the hell out of here. He's like, take that advice for your next flight. So sure enough, the next flight. Now, this is alarming for other passengers who are passing through TSA, but here I am as I'm waiting in line for I'm adjusting myself. And sure enough, dude at JFK Airport was 100% right.
Wow.
I was throwing off too much heat.
I don't fly very often. And the last time I did was, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago. And when it was in an airport twice, I guess. And on my way back, I got stopped. I got pulled to the side. I had to do the full body cavity thing. I mean,
they went in?
They didn't go in. They did not do that. But there was a lot of hands in a lot of places. And I mean, I basically could have looked to the left and coughed.
Those poor TSA agents.
Oh my God. It was, and I was like, what am I doing? So I had to go to one little unit that did the spinny thing around me. And then they had me go behind a curtain. And it got wild.
Nauseous. All I know is if TJ Ward really has this big of a ball sack, I am taking his more than on tackles for the year on Prize Picks.
Yeah!
Download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code DOGS, DOGS. And you're going to get a first deposit match up to $100. Hey, what I love about Prize Picks is they're constantly surprising you. If you have the app, yesterday you got a notification, and that notification said, right now only, it was a one-day special. If you deposit any money, you are going to get a deposit match. So even though I've been a part of Prize Picks forever, I was able to get a deposit match up to $100. That's exactly what I did. Now there's $200 more in my Prize Picks account that wasn't there the day before. And it's because Prize Picks is constantly coming at you with the promotions. Like tomorrow's going to be a Taco Tuesday, Friday's a Flex Friday. Get on over to the Prize Picks app today and start getting surprised every single day by how they do things.
Yeah, Prize Picks is the most fun I've had, winning up to potentially 100 times my money all basketball season long. We're into postseason basketball now. We're into postseason hockey. Last night, I put in a lineup of Arturs Silovs, who is the Vancouver goalie, taking on Stuart Skinner, who's the Edmonton goalie, of more or less goalie saves in the second period of this game between the Oilers and the Canucks. I've never been more invested in hockey in my entire life.
You know what's a fun one to do now is they'll go with pitching matchups, or they'll have a pitcher on one team versus a pitcher on the other team, and it's how many runs are scored in the first inning of play.
Yes.
And so it'll be at half a run
Yes.
for more or less than, and it gets you into all these games to be able to just watch the first inning and praying for nobody to score a run or praying for somebody to score a run. Hey, right now on Prize Picks, Caitlin Clark for her WNBA regular season debut.
Talk to me.
Discounted to 0.5 points. You can take that more than right now. That game is tomorrow night. So if you're setting any lineups between today and tomorrow, make sure you include Caitlin Clark, because I'm assuming, wild guess here, she's probably going to score more than 1 point.
Listen, we stream everywhere. We have listeners everywhere. Prize Picks available in more than 30 states across the country, including California, obviously Texas and Georgia. This playoff season, get involved. Whether you're watching NBA basketball, NHL hockey, the Padres are going. We've been putting in our lineups with the Padres. WNBA is popping off. You can get Caitlin Clark at a discount. Prize Picks is the best daily fantasy app. There's no question about it. So download the app today. Use promo code DOGS. That's DOGS, DOGS, for your first deposit match up to $100. That's code DOGS on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Prize Picks.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
This update is presented by Lexus El Cajon. Awesome weekend for the Padres. They take 2 out of 3 from LA at Petco Park. Yesterday, Padres win 4-0. Tatis, Cronenworth, Bogarts all hitting homers. Yu Darvish phenomenal on the mound today. Padres start a 3-game home series with the Rockies before they hit the road to Atlanta for 4 NBA playoffs. Denver Nuggets battle back in their series with the Timberwolves. Last night, Nuggets win 115-107, and that series is tied at 2 games apiece. In the NFL, announced earlier this morning that the first game of the season will be on September 5th. It's between the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Baltimore Ravens at Arrowhead Stadium. Experience true luxury from the newly remodeled Lexus El Cajon showroom. You'll get a great deal with Memorial Day savings on any new or pre-owned Lexus in stock. See for yourself why they're ranked number 1 for customer service. Visit LexusElCajon.com. Bring luxury home from Lexus.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, happy Monday to those who celebrate. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there who were celebrating yesterday. We continue to celebrate you every single day. Just don't expect the flowers and the handmade pottery and the cards, because that stuff is really tough.
Yeah, it's hard to do a ashtray every day out of pottery.
You wrangle these kids.
Clay.
I'll tell you, so it took a week. So the Mother's Day, the presents at the Ornberger household with the boys, it took a full week to wrangle them for long enough to get them. You put some crayons in their hands. You walk away for 2 minutes, and it's like, well, you're not allowed to color on the hardwood. I'm sorry that's a difficult concept, but we need to now clean the floor, and then you need to get back to making your mom a card. It was as if I was asking them to, I don't know, change out a carburetor. I'm like, you've colored before. You've colored before. I've watched you color.
Do they still hand out crayons at restaurants?
Yeah, they still do it.
Okay,
they still do it.
My oldest apparently took home, like, let's say 6-8 packs of these crayons one day from a restaurant, had them in his pants pockets, and then threw his pants in the washing machine, which then went in the dryer.
Oh, God.
What a disaster. What a disaster. I had to take apart the dryer, scrape off crayons for days. It was not fun.
I've been there. I've done that. It's almost worth just
starting over,
just getting a new dryer or a new kid. Yeah, honestly.
Well, we did both.
I did that as an adult with a pack of 5 gum. that went through the dryer. And then for like 2 months afterwards, this was in my college house. 2 months afterwards, every clothes item that came out of the dryer kind of smelled like 5 gum.
It's kind of cool.
It's actually kind of nice.
Yeah,
It was
kinda
like
pretty
minty
fresh.
clothes
Yeah.
for months.
Is that
pretty good.
As far as complaints go, smelling like peppermint or cinnamon. Can you
Ooh.
imagine?
God,
not
that's
bad.
great. You just maybe some chocolate chip cookies, throw them in the wash.
Yeah. My God,
They smell like fresh baked goods.
God, I smell like a Keebler elf every single day. TD, it's just unbelievable. But yeah, listen, in all seriousness, we thank all the moms out there who put up with us, who dealt with us when we were kids or deal with our kids now. We appreciate you very much. But we also appreciate the fathers. The Padres, they had a big weekend. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. And we were talking about this team who is a 500 baseball team on one side of the weekend. We're talking about we were talking about a longer stretch. We were talking about what our feelings would be on this Padres team if through 6 games, this homestand against the Dodgers and the Colorado Rockies, how would we feel about a team that wins 4 out of 6 potential games? You know, you think to yourself, well, I guess you're probably setting yourself up to need to sweep the Colorado Rockies because are they really going to win another series against the Dodgers? Is that possible? Well, it was. It was. Luis Arraez played hero on Friday night with the walk-off hit. They get shut out Saturday, but then yesterday, Yu Darvish was absolutely peerless this year in terms of this pitching staff. Was an incredible effort. Although Michael King, that might have been the best pitching performance of the year.
Dylan Cease.
Yeah, he's had good ones.
Like his last start.
There's been some
Between
good
those
ones.
3 guys, though, their last 3 starts combined have given up 0 earned runs.
You know, it's incredible that the biggest question that I had when the Padres lose or have when the Padres lose, well, I don't know if I say that now because I will go to the bats, but the pitching has been questionable. But then there's days or series like this where you go, the pitching's immaculate. I mean, if the pitching stays this way, the Padres have a shot here.
The starting pitching has not been the issue this year, outside of a couple starts from Joe Musgrove and early on a couple starts from Yu Darvish. But for the most part, starting pitching has been pretty damn good so far this season. What you worry about is middle relief, which is what bit the Padres on Saturday night. They gave up the grand slam. Who was that? Was that what's his name? Whatever. It was what middle reliever gave up. He's been on the Padres for years, and I'm totally blanking right now. I can picture his fit. Morejon gave up the grand slam on Saturday night, but middle relief has been the issue because it hasn't been the closer, it hasn't been the starters, which is a good problem to have because I heard John and Jim talking about this. Middle relief is one of the easier things to get once you get to the trade deadline. It's just going to be whether or not the Padres are all in on making this team a contender come late playoff time.
Well, I mean, do you think the Padres spend a little cash if all of a sudden they're in position that they can make a run? I
think they spend a couple prospects.
Yeah. Well, listen, look, when you're trading and you're a team that is good now, that's what it is. The cost is on your farm. And listen, if you, again, we've talked about this before. There's a dual interest happening in the front office. Your president of baseball operations is unquestionably on his last legs. If they don't have a successful season, it's almost already a foretold story that AJ Preller will lose his job. So he needs to win this season. That's the reason why we saw the Luis Arraez trade. That's the reason why the trade deadline is probably going to be an active time for AJ Preller. It is usually anyway, so this doesn't really break the code that he's operated on this entire time as the GM or president of baseball ops with the Padres. But that's the reality, is you have a guy who is now vying for his job next year because that's where this team's at. And I don't mind it, because if it means that the Padres are going to beat the Dodgers consistently, if it means that the Padres are going to have a great season, if it means that we can load up Petco Park and not be disappointed on a weekend set against a crosstown or a cross-state rival, well, then fine. I can handle that. I'm good with it. I don't want them to completely roast the farm system so that this is the only good s'mores campfire we can have. But I do want to see them win, and so it is a catch-22. It's a catch-22.
Well, and I think that's a little bit due to some fear that if you're building a s'mores campfire and it's just not big enough or good enough to win the whole damn thing, and now you've ruined the campfires for the next decade, now it's an issue. Now, if all of a sudden you go, well, hang on here, they burned all that because they wanted a bonfire that could bring a championship this season, all of a sudden I'm thinking, I might be okay
spend
with
the
that.
prospects.
Spend it. Yeah, spend it.
Spend the prospects because of this. 10 years from now, when all these contracts look terrible, you're like, it's going to be some dark days for Padres. Right now, with this team, you actually have a little bit of hope, especially seeing what they've done so far this year. Now, it's a little bit over 500 baseball team, right? What are they? One game over 500 right now?
That is correct, yeah.
So, like, how much faith can you really put into that? But if they continue to show that they can win, and it gets to the trade deadline, and all of a sudden you're 4 or 5 games over 500, and you're starting to think about the playoff push, it's time to spend prospects, because who knows when you're going to get this opportunity again.
And what did I say to you guys at the start of the season, or I guess it's probably a month ago now? If this is a 500 baseball team for the entirety of the season, except for the last month of baseball where they suddenly get super hot and they have momentum going into the postseason, sign me up for that right now. I don't need them to be winners in May. I need them to be winners in September and October. I don't care what your May. I'm never going to look back and say, gosh, the Padres, where we're at now, but I'm curious what they look like on May 13th. Like, I'm never going to do that. I don't care. I show me what we've all been waiting for, which is a World Series parade. That's all I care about. So if it means making more trades for middle relievers or another bat in the lineup, should they need one, if there's an injury situation that pops up and they need to fill in a blank and they have to spend some prospects to do so, so be it. I don't care. It's championship or bust. We were promised in the 2020s championships. It's 2024. We're halfway through this decade.
Look, I agree with that almost entirely. However, I do think, as long as they keep it even here in April, May, June, then we're talking. If they start to fall way behind, all of a sudden these May games really, really matter. If they're trying to get hot to dig themselves out of a hole because they're just trying to get back to even because now they want, AJ Preller wants to show another winning record at the end of a season, just like last season, which, hey, by the way, guys, last season sucked. It sucked. So, yeah, that's great. 82 and 80, it was a winning season. That was not a winning season in the hearts and the eyes of the fan. It was a loser. So you can't start dropping games in May, because we will look back at the end of the season and go, well, because they sucked in May and June, and now they had to dig themselves out of a hole. So, yeah, keep it even. I'm with you, and then get hot at the right time.
The boys have been off the air since yesterday morning. They have to get this off their chest. It's the morning monologue.
I'll go first here because we were just talking about it about an hour ago. We got to get back to it. The NFL is back. So the NFL does this better than any other league that we participate in or watch or care about. The NFL is going to make their full schedule announcement for 2024, 5 p.m. Wednesday night. They own the sports calendar, because we say today, it's Monday. We say today, oh yeah, they're making their announcement Wednesday, and everybody collectively goes, yawn, who cares? But then all of a sudden, Thursday morning when you're waking up and you're hearing about some of the matchups that are going to be coming out early in September on the NFL docket, you're going to see some of the late season matchups that are going to be meaningful because of how teams drafted. And then you're going to see how the finishes. People are going to be back invested. It happens every single year. So they've announced one, and they'll let a couple more probably trickle out here before they announce the full season schedule. But you're going to see the Kansas City Chiefs host the Baltimore Ravens week 1 Thursday night, the NFL opener, and I couldn't be any more fired up for it. You're going to see a former MVP in Lamar Jackson taking on the 3-time Super Bowl winner, Patrick Mahomes. He's been to 4. He's taken home 3. He's won MVP in all 3 of them. I mean, inject it directly into my veins.
Dude, I am completely with you. I'm fired up over an announcement of a game that's happening in nearly 4 months. So, yeah, and you said it exactly correct. The NFL owns the calendar. Yeah, they absolutely do, because guess what? When this schedule comes out, everybody else works their schedules around the NFL schedule, because that's where the eyeballs go. That's where the TVs go. So you are absolutely correct. Fletch, you want to go or you want me to go?
Yeah, I can jump in. Mine's going to be short and sweet, and it has to do with something we saw on the baseball field yesterday. Darvish's pitching performance, while it was masterful, it was great. It's about something that was going on while he was pitching. which was a little bit of swagger from Yu Darvish that we don't usually get to see. Usually he's very stoic, very respectful of his opponents. Yesterday, he was downright disrespectful to the Dodgers, and I freaking loved every second of it. It was in the 7th inning, which, yes, Yu Darvish was pitching in the 7th inning. He had just stricken out Will Smith with a nasty it was Max Muncy, with the nasty 12-6 curveball that Max Muncy was a foot in front of, and he basically was down on one knee by the time he finished swinging. And Yu Darvish turns around and gives the Steph Curry shrug to the Padres dugout. Yu Darvish being the smack talker and kind of the pimper is one thing that I did not have on my bingo card for 2024, and I'm so glad it's here.
Yeah, I love it. I love it too. It fires me up as well. My monologue is going to stay with the Padres here. Look, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious, okay? And I know that we get a little flack here. We get a little pushback sometimes because we're not all Padre positive all the time. We're not making excuses for a team that should be winning, okay? So I know that there's some people maybe in the building that go, how can you do that to our Padres? Well, look, every time we do, the Padres prove us wrong. So I don't think we stop. We will call them out exactly at the appropriate times when they're not playing like they should. And damn it, they're going to prove us wrong every time. At least I hope so. I'll keep my fingers crossed with that. So, look, I was not expecting this with the Dodgers. I honestly thought they're going to get swept. Maybe they get one. And if they get one, I'm happy with it. And they've proven me wrong every time they've played the Dodgers this season. So I love it. Keep proving me wrong. I mean, please for San Diego.
Well, what's amazing about this team is they have found ways to really enthrall the fan base and annoy them and disappoint them throughout the course of the season. Like it's been a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde, and you don't know which Padres team is going to show up. And it does feel like just about every 2 weeks, the winds change, and all of a sudden the south wind starts blowing and they start losing. And then all of a sudden they have a nice little series and the north winds start blowing and they're on the right path again. And it's very strange, but it's just sort of been how they are through about a quarter of their season so far, a little more than a quarter of their season so far. I'm with you. Overall, I'm trying to be optimistic, but this team forces me to be pessimistic sometimes. My sincere hope, and I'm sure this is the hope of all Padres fans, is that they continue on this track. They've gained some momentum from this series against the Dodgers, and they continue it against the Rockies. They don't have any let off the break after an emotional weekend, and then they can take the show on the road to Atlanta.
You just said it, emotional weekend. That was the biggest takeaway from this weekend for me, was how emotional every single one of these games were. It felt like a playoff atmosphere because of the crowds that were at Petco Park. It was incredible. I didn't know you could be more sold out than a sellout, but that's what Saturday night was. It broke an attendance record at Petco Park. Can you keep the same level of winning against the Colorado Rockies, who suck, who are coming to Petco Park next? Like, this can't be a situation where the Padres let down. You've just won 4 series straight. Can you keep that momentum going into a Rocky series, which it would be embarrassing if you lost the series?
Well, and it's the perfect setup, right? You get a good win off a great team, and then now you play a bad team where you could go in and sweep, and all of a sudden that record, click, click, click. Yeah, you should go in and sweep. So you click that record up and you get some space between your winning number and your losing number, which we haven't seen in seasons. So it would be nice.
Yeah, it would be more than nice. It would be, look, the mission statement of this season should be playoffs or bust. Championship would be nice.
Yeah, no kidding. Man, oh man, the attendance at Petco Park off the charts. Did we have a number, or did you get a visual on like how much of it was Dodger blue there?
It was a lot of Dodger blue. Like, it was a lot of Dodger blue. And I don't know if it was 50-50, but it was at least 60-40.
Well, it was pretty loud, man.
It was super loud. It was awesome. The atmosphere was incredible. Like I said, it felt like playoff baseball. And it was loud for the Padres. Luis Ariz walk-off hit on Friday night. That was the loudest I've seen Petco Park in years, since the NLDS of 2022.
Yeah, no, it was cool, man. I was fired up.
46,000 fans plus showing up in a single game. Over the weekend, this is the most crowded there's ever been a 3-game stint at Petco Park in the history of the ballpark in 20 years of it being around. So look, the Padres fans are showing up. The Padres feel like they're showing up. Let's keep this going. Like, I don't know what it is, but I know that certain teams have it the Dodgers are one of those teams that classically have it. They find ways to win even when the chips are down. They don't give up. They show resilience. They dominate teams that they're supposed to dominate. They find ways to win scrappy. They find ways to win big. They find ways to win small. You got to find ways to win. The Padres, they may have it this season, but it's got to start kicking into gear. We can't have, like I said, this Jekyll and Hyde stuff. Otherwise, you will never gain that momentum you'll need heading into the postseason.
Yeah, and the Dodgers, who were supposed to win against these teams they're supposed to win against, have not done it with the Padres.
No.
So that's good news for Padres. I mean, very, very good news.
Some good news for one NBA star and his son about a future potentially, meaning they could play together. And I know everybody's been waiting with bated breath to hear this news, so we will pass it along to you coming up in just a few moments. But before we do, want to talk to you about my dentist, Dr. Jordan Colby over at Ocean View Dental. You could check them out at oceanviewdental.net. And actually, I just did that. I went over to oceanviewdental.net and I was clicking around their website because it had been a little while. I've been going to the dentist office over there for a while, so I don't often need to go to their website, but I did, and I clicked on this tab, About Us, and the first lines underneath that tab, it says, our Ocean View Dental team is dedicated to providing you with a beautiful smile and excellent patient service with years of training and expertise. Each member of our team treats patients like a member of their own family. We also have team members who speak Spanish to help meet all of our patients' needs. I've witnessed this firsthand, first and foremost. They have bilingual people working the desk and also in the dentist's office. Also, this family atmosphere. You've heard me talk about this many times. This is my experience. This is an aim of their practice. Also, the fact that they have expertise and years of service and all the technology you need to have all of your dentist appointments take place in one office. I can't tell you how big of a deal that is. If you've ever had implants put in or any sort of cosmetic surgery done via your dentist or an oral surgeon, you are bounced around to at least 3 different medical offices. You're getting images somewhere else, and then you're coming back to this dentist or this oral surgeon, and then back to your home dentist, and then back out for evaluation. It's a rigmarole. It's something that nobody wants to be a part of, and it's really, frankly, annoying. But at Ocean View Dental, you don't do that. With Dr. Jordan Colby, you don't do that. They have all the bells and whistles, all the latest technology in the dental industry. And so they're going to help you in one office. And like I said, it's a family atmosphere. You're going to bring your whole crew there. You're going to get all your teeth cleanings done, all of the cavities, anything yet major issues, everything's going to be done at Ocean View Dental. Again, the website is oceanviewdental.net. Go there, get the phone number, call, schedule your first appointment today. You will never need to look for another dentist again. I can promise you that. That's oceanviewdental.net. Hey, this is Big Rich from the award-winning radio program, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and I want to talk to you about a problem sweeping across the United States. not enough people have downloaded or are currently playing on the Prize Picks app.
Big Rich, I don't know that that's true, because since you joined the party after I told you for months and months how awesome the Prize Picks app was, more than 5 million members have signed up. Prize Picks is the absolute best.
If I need to be the shepherd for a new generation of prize pickers, so be it. All you have to do is pick more or less on 2 or more of your favorite players' stats, and guess what? You get a shot to win up to 100 times your money.
Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, enormous selections of players and stat types. I'm telling you, I've won on a Sunday before, been able to withdraw on a Monday. It's that easy. If you download the app today, use promo code DOGS, and you're going to get a first deposit match up to $100. That's promo code DOGS, DOGS. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Prize Picks. We're not doing it for us. We're doing it for America.
we were able to make this work. Did
What's
you
going
watch
on with
any
the
of
coffee? Is the coffee okay?
No, there was no coffee. It's just straight creamer I'm drinking now.
That's how Kendall actually likes her coffee.
Just milk and sugar.
Oh my God! It's the Matrix in here, Travis.
God, are there numbers
There's
just
numbers
along
flying
the
up the screen?
Listen, Rich, did you swing by the kitchen and grab a Monster? Yep.
Yeah, I did.
Wait, was there no coffee ready?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I went there in the break. I was telling Fletch, I poured the creamer in my cup first so I could just grab coffee real quick, but then there was no coffee, so I'm sipping creamer.
Well, so we got to make a pot because
Wait, so you actually just poured a cup of creamer?
Well, yeah, I poured the creamer just in the cup first because engineer Ron was brewing up some coffee, but then he didn't, get out of the way of the coffee in time, so I didn't get any coffee.
Well, I love Ron Fu. I love him.
Yeah.
I love me some Ron Fu.
Yeah.
The man does know how to make coffee. In fact, nobody in this building knows how to make coffee except for good old Big Rich and TD.
Yeah, which is crazy because
Your coffee sucks.
No. The recipe isn't that hard. It's just double it.
Yeah, just
double it.
It's very simple. It's like making Italian food. Whatever. The sauce calls for 3 cloves of garlic. You double it. You always double the
That's what we
garlic.
do.
You always double the coffee. So we call it a double bagger of Colombian. And
Dark roast.
Dark roast. That's exactly what you do. Hey, did you guys see this? So Bronny James, this is per sources, gang. And I wonder who sourced this story. But Bronny James, in the aftermath of all of it was a significant health scare. I don't want to tease. He had a cardiac arrest, seriously scary situation. He had a congenital heart defect that he was and his family was unaware of prior to his playing at USC. Collapsed on the court of practice, was rushed to the hospital. They realized he had this defect. They fixed it surgically. He's been fine ever since. He played basketball this season as a Trojan. He was awful. He's not a good college basketball. He wasn't awful. I shouldn't say that. That's being too critical, and I probably wouldn't be that critical of any other college basketball player with the numbers he had. But He was not an NBA caliber player as a freshman at USC. There's no question about that.
Well, he wasn't even one of the stars at school.
No.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't even, he was a bench player. He was a 6th or a 7th man, which, by the way, again, no shade at any college basketball player who's a 6th man off the bench at his school, at a Division I school, who's learning the ropes at the college level. He's young. He's also the son of a star, and that's got to be tricky to navigate as well. But he's a hardworking kid. But he is a kid, and he's very unpolished, and he does not look like an NBA star. However, the reason why this is relevant and germane to the conversation today is because he's cleared to play medically by the league. They have a panel of physicians who cleared him, which means he can be drafted by any team who wants him, any of the 30 teams who want him. So which team do you think wants him?
I mean, out of all the teams?
Yeah.
I feel like there's only one team, really.
Which team? I'm going to put the screws to you here. I'm going to put the screws to you here.
I'm just saying, wait, what teams does Dad play for?
Right now, currently, he's under contract with the Lakers. However, he has an option he can exercise and get out of this contract unless ... I'm curious what the unless is.
I feel like he may be going to the Lakers.
So, yeah, Bronny James may be heading to the Lakers. He may be a draft pick. Here's the curious thing about this. If he is drafted by the Lakers, if they spend a draft pick on Bronny James, would Lakers fans automatically hate LeBron James that they had to waste a pick on his son to keep him appeased enough to stay a Laker?
I don't know the answer to that. The Lakers, have they... I don't know. I mean, I guess I feel like the Lakers are really good at building teams with other players. They can grab them as they get big, and much like the Dodgers, who all of a sudden they've got a big bankroll. If they'd like to purchase someone, they usually can. So I don't know if Laker fans really care. I don't know if I would really care. I mean, it'd be cool to see the banner up with father-son on it.
If I were a Laker fan, I would care, and I would be pissed.
Okay.
So I'm telling you, this is my own subjective. I know my personality. I know this would bother me. It would feel very entitled. It would feel very,
without a doubt.
Obviously, nepotism is a word that I would use, because there's no way on the face of planet Earth that any organization would waste, and I'm being very serious about that, would waste a draft pick on Bronny James unless his dad was named LeBron James and was the greatest basketball player who's ever walked the planet Earth. And that's the reason why this is even a consideration. So you're going to potentially waste a draft pick. Now, people are saying, well, Rich, why would you waste a draft pick? You'd be able to get him signed as an undrafted free agent. Well, maybe, but check this out. What happens if there's another team out there who's vying for LeBron James to take his show on the road to wherever their home arena is? What if another team drafts Bronny James so that they have access to LeBron James, negotiating with him quietly, maybe nothing public yet, and then all of a sudden, boom, you see, I don't know, the Hawks or whoever draft Bronny James, and it becomes a situation where it's like, well, now is LeBron leaving LA to go play with his son?
I know that the Lakers like having LeBron there for the money. I get all that. It's not lost on me. But don't you think there would be part of Jeannie Buss that's like, well, hands washed of that mess?
Absolutely not.
No. You don't think so?
No. It's
Jeannie Buss. So this came up. I was talking with another buddy.
Like, there's no chance the Lakers are just ready to be done with the LeBron James era.
So he's got a higher winning percentage since Jeannie took over. Since Jeannie took over the Lakers, she has a losing record as an owner. And this is going back about 10 years now when Dr. Buss passed away. And
was it the final years of Kobe? Those were some bad Lakers teams.
It was the final years of Kobe. Also, her brother and her were co-owning it, and then I think she bought him out or forced him out of the picture. So she's now the sole owner or the controlling piece of the Lakers ownership group. And so since she's taken over decision-making, day-to-day decision-making for the Lakers, she has a losing record. However, the LeBron James era as a Laker, he has a winning record. He's won her a championship. He's made the Lakers money hands over fist with his impact in terms of ticket sales, and think about merchandising. I think, this is my own personal opinion, she'll move heaven and hell to get LeBron James on this team signed through the end of his year. He said he wanted to retire Laker, and I think that prophecy will come true. And so if they need to, and I mean this when I say this, if they need to draft Bronny James in the first round, I think she does it. I don't think they'll need to, but I think she would.
Yeah, I wouldn't think she wouldn't. I mean, Bronny James is worth a lot of money to any organization. So Bronny James, not only, it's not about his play, and it's not about his time while playing with his dad, because it could be one season, his dad calls it quits, rides off into the sunset. But guess what? LeBron James is still a massive, massive name and a massive voice in the media. And if you have his son on a team, you don't think he's going to be pumping up that team and selling tickets and selling jerseys and selling chili dogs out there?
But he won't be playing, I think, is the issue.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
He will be the 11th dude on the bench.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's on the team.
They may make a new seat. It might be the Bronny seat. They may. The NBA may allow for whatever it is. The 13th man.
There's
how much bullying would go on?
There's
seriously.
a bunch of fold-out chairs.
Zero.
And there's a golden throne.
Zero.
Let me talk this through.
Zero.
Rich, NFL locker room.
Zero.
Imagine it. So Tom Brady's kid sucks at football, but because he's Tom Brady, his kid's on an NFL roster. I don't even think it would happen in the NFL.
Less than zero. I'm telling you. Look, there are people who can get you gone in a hustle. LeBron James is one of those dudes. Bronny James will basically be treated like gold. Nepotism happens in all businesses. Like, imagine if Mr. iHeart hired his brother's son.
I love him.
So his nephew started working over here at iHeart San Diego.
Good dude.
Do any of us bully him? The answer is no. Because Mr. iHeart, it's an interesting last name.
Yeah,
and we love it.
I love it. I love it.
But Mr. iHeart wouldn't allow for that to happen, because guess what? If nephew goes to Mr. iHeart, or goes to his dad who goes to Mr. iHeart and says, Big Rich TD, that's being mean to me. Guess who's no longer working the morning show? So to lift that and put it in basketball, if Bronny James didn't even tell LeBron, but told his mom, said, yeah, things are going well, but there is this one guy who's just giving me a hard time because who my dad is. You should really
He's eating his cinnamon toast crunch.
He's just sitting at the table. He's having frosted mini wheats. She's like, yeah, I don't know. She's like, you didn't drink your cinnamon toast crunch milk. That's your favorite part. Yeah, I'm not hungry, Mom. Well, tell me what's going on, King Jr. That's what they call him in the house.
He needs some testosterone.
He does. He does. By the way, we gotta get into Taylor. Speaking of testosterone, we got to get into the Taylor Swift of baseball. Va va voom. We will do that in a second.
Are you more on board with the new Taylor Swift in baseball than the Taylor Swift of football?
Buddy, we got it. Yeah, let's pick that apart in just a few minutes here. Yeah, because
more fun to look at.
I'm very, very excited.
Wow.
Very excited.
Wow. Swifties are going to come after Fletch.
Very bendy.
Bring it on.
Bendy.
Very
the
bendy,
new Taylor
yeah.
Swift, very bendy.
If anyone makes an argument the opposite way, they're high.
Okay, well, listen. You know what? We'll break it all down.
Easy.
Look, we got plenty of time. We'll break it down on the other side. Goodness gracious. But first, I want to talk to folks about this. You ever think about testosterone therapy? Okay. Have you ever looked and seen the thinning patches on the head and think hair restoration, right? Maybe hair restoration using state-of-the-art robotic technology?
All from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Big Rashidi and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. Just over a week away now to Red Shoe Day, May 22nd, benefiting Ronald McDonald House Charities here in San Diego. And proceeds stay here in San Diego, directly supporting our families. Funds raised during Red Shoe Day support lodging, meals, emotional support, and family day services provided by the house at no cost to families. And our iHeart team for Red Shoe Day is going to be collecting donations at the intersection of Balboa and Ruffin on Wednesday, May 22nd, 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Mark your calendars. You don't want to miss it. It's a great cause.
San Diego Sports 760. We melt in your mouth, not in your hands. Sorry.
What's that one from?
That's M&M's.
That's M&M's.
Yeah, that's M&M's.
They do melt in your hands, though.
Well, I mean, it takes longer for sure.
Yeah. And,
instead of a warm, wet
and it's not chocolate. Like it would be just colors in your hand.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, well, I guess it'd be chocolate if you held them long enough.
Can you imagine? Like, I'm not letting go of these until I see chocolate dripping from my palm.
We should do a test. See how long it takes.
I promise I'll be the fastest. I got hot palms.
Well, you got sweaty palms.
Yeah.
Sweaty hot palms.
So so the sweat's going to break down that candy coated shell quickly.
Water is the great. What do they call it? It's the great not irrigator. It's the great eroder.
Oh yeah, right. Oh right.
You know, if you drop a diamond in a cup of water, eventually it'll dissolve.
It's always wild to me.
Well,
like, you guys know my
time. Give it time.
My condominium. We have the big parking lot, right?
Yeah.
So the roofs that go over all the cars that are parked have the grooves for rainfall. If you look on the ground underneath those roofs, there are holes. Every spot there's a groove because the water's dripping off just slowly.
Yep.
And over time, it's destroyed the concrete.
And where you live is concrete's made of diamonds. So
yeah, I don't know if diamonds
proof
is
of
true,
concept.
Rich.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
No. It is the second hardest material in the world.
What's the hardest?
Water.
Actually, well, hang on. No, listen. Water can erode literally anything. Literally anything. If you had, I don't know, a diamond, I think it has to be in current, but if you have a diamond and water is banging up against the side of a diamond for long enough, eventually there won't be any diamond left.
How long would it take us if we did a science experiment of like me laying down in there and you guys just dripping water on me? How long till my forehead has a dent in it?
It would
have a dent in it?
Shorter amount of time than you think.
Like my skull.
Shorter amount of time than you think. In fact,
we set up this experiment.
That's called water torture.
Yeah.
And I think in ancient China, they used to do it pretty consistently as a way to drive people insane.
Drip water on people, right?
It was a form of torture. Yeah.
Well,
Anyways,
no
guys,
problem.
look, I want to talk about a different kind of torture. I want to talk about the torture of envy, right? There's a lot of people who, they look at their own situation in life and maybe they're not satisfied. Right. And I mean, in a lot of, whether it's profession or maybe, you look over the neighbor's yard, he's got a better manicured yard. And some people, they look at their situation with their significant other and they may say, well, I wish I had Taylor Swift
Not
on my
us.
arm.
No.
Not speaking about
That's
us.
great stuff.
None of us would trade in for a billionaire pop star to be our girlfriend or wife.
Never.
No. Stop it.
Mind.
Shut up.
Out of your mind.
Well, there is a minor leaguer turned major leaguer this weekend named Paul Skenes, I believe is the pronunciation of his name. He's a pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he's a tall drink of water. He's
throws the ball really, really hard.
He's got a mustache.
He's got a mustache.
Yeah.
He would be the most nondescript human being on the planet, other than the fact that who's on his arm? A young lady by the name of Livy Dunn.
That's correct.
And even if you say you don't know who she is, you know who she is.
You know what? I really didn't know who she was.
You've seen her before.
Yeah, I've seen her, but if I passed her, if I'm walking through the mall and I pass Livy Dunn, I might be like, oh wow, she's really pretty.
Not me, bro.
So you have a type. You have a thing. You have a type. Like we know when we see a lady that we're gonna be like, oh, that is in Fletch's wheelhouse right there, because he definitely, there is a type. And listen, it's not for everybody. And I don't,
my type's name is Kendall.
I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, it is.
Obviously,
Yeah, it is.
dude, yes.
Yeah.
Duh.
Of course,
But
that's
if
where we're headed with this.
something happened to Kendall, like if she had a freak hot air balloon accident.
Could you arrange that? I mean, what? No.
No.
Hold on.
Whoa. We're not discussing murder on air
Do you
again.
throw every pitch over 100 miles an hour? By the way, I don't know if you watched him pitch over the weekend.
Dude, he can
Everyone watched him pitch. It was all over every social media.
but
Major League Baseball's Twitter account has interviews with Livy Dunn up. They're posting Livy Dunn highlights. They're posting Livy Dunn saying, "Oh my God, my boyfriend's in baseball."
Here was the best though. As he's pitching, they're like, change up there. It was 92 miles per hour.
He is impressive. He throws the ball so hard.
Yeah, and I mean, apparently impressive enough that Livy Dunn dates him. Okay? Now, we don't have anybody wearing buttons with our face on it.
Not yet.
Should we make those?
We actually should. And we should all grow out mustaches and wear Pirates hat and then send them to Livy.
Yeah.
And she'll send us back some of her game-worn leotards, which cost $170.
Which apparently are
Sold
going,
out.
by the way, aftermarket price on those, they're pretty high.
Like $1,500.
Shocker.
Not saying that I checked.
Would
So here's the
anybody
deal.
buy our game-worn leotard?
They would now, TD. They would now because now we've lost weight and we're all sexy.
Well, there's some people that would have bought it before, too.
Yeah.
So,
real sickos.
Yeah.
kind of a serious confession here. Like, I don't know if you guys have the same thing, but did you dread going to the doctors for like an annual physical because they were going to make you step on the scale?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
every
hate
time.
that part.
And also, I have a doctor who's pretty honest who'll just be like, whoa, you did it again. didn't you?"
I literally skipped doctor's appointments in the past because I was nervous about getting on the scale and seeing what it would read.
And you get on that scale and it's got those, metal little deals that move back and forth. And you're like, please don't have to move up one more. Please don't have
And
to.
it always makes that noise. It's a ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk as they're moving the big one over.
Well,
Yeah.
with me, I have 2 doctor's appointments later today. I've been in the doctor's office a million times dealing with this leg thing. And I got to be honest, since sdfatloss.com, I'm kind of excited about getting on that scale because I'm not going to get that look from the nurse or the doctor who's telling me I need to lose some weight. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's like, oh, wow, you're doing a really good job. And that's how it's been for me the last 6 months since I met Wayne and Chloe over at sdfatloss.com. They turned it around quickly, man. I was 278 pounds, and that's still like embarrassing for me to say, because it's embarrassing that it even got that far. But now I'm down in the 230s. I feel fantastic. I'm heading for the 220s soon. And it's all thanks to Wayne and Chloe and sdfatloss.com. And if you're ready to make a change in your life, no better time to do it than right now. We got a month or so before summer starts. You can trim a lot of weight between now and then. And with sdfatloss.com, you're doing it the natural way. You read about all the side effects from the prescription drugs that people are taking. And some of these stories are like heartbreaking of what's going on with people ending up in the hospital because of them. So get on over to sdfatloss.com, lose 20, 30, 40 pounds, and do it the natural way with the help from Wayne and Chloe. And right now, if you mention Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, you're getting $200 off the program that changed our lives for the better. It can do the same thing for you. sdfatloss.com. Get over there today. It is hour number 3 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Welcome in. This update presented by the San Diego International Airport. Awesome weekend for the Pods. They take 2 out of 3 from LA at Petco Park. Today, they'll start a 3-game home series with the Rockies before hitting the road to Atlanta for 4. NBA playoffs. Denver Nuggets battle back in their series with the Timberwolves. Last night, they win 115-107. That series is tied at 2. Same story with the Pacers and the Knicks. The Pacers have fought back. That series also tied at 2 apiece. And in the NFL, announced this morning that the first game of the season will be on September 5th. Between the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Baltimore Ravens at Arrowhead Stadium. At San Diego International Airport, parking should be stress-free. If you're traveling soon, make a parking reservation in advance for the Terminal 2 parking plaza or curbside valet. It's as easy as 123 at san.org/parking.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on San Diego Sports 760. A rivalry out at Petco. How did it go?
Line to center field, a base hit. Wade's coming around from second. Here comes the throw. He will be safe. Welcome to San Diego. Luis arrives. Walk-off base hit.
Taking 2 of 3.
Bogarts to left field. Back goes Hernandez. Bogey goes boom.
Now it's 3 versus the Rockies before another road trip. The NBA playoffs are starting to heat up.
The Indiana Pacers, who throttle the New York Knicks, 121-89.
And could J.J. Redick really move from the booth to the sidelines? No. Now here are the guys.
Welcome to the show, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. Happy Monday to those who celebrate. Happy Monday to the mamas out there who were celebrating yesterday. None of us would be here without you. We needed a portal to this world, and we found our way out. And so here we all are. Speaking of portals,
Right.
Did you guys see in New York, they've got this giant cylindrical circular portal that apparently you can live stream with people in Dublin, Ireland?
Yeah,
It's always live streamed.
I mean, it's a Zoom call.
So yeah, there's a giant circle Zoom call happening in the streets of New York and the streets of Dublin simultaneously that you can see what's happening there. They can see what's happening here. And shocker, it's not going well.
Yeah, I mean, there obviously have been full frontal nudity, both sides.
Not that
Well,
we've seen.
They
but I'm
haven't said that, but there
assuming,
has
yeah.
to be.
In fact, I'm assuming that happened within like minute 5 of it being up.
It's
If
the only
we were
thing-
there.
It's the only reason why I think you would even sit there and observe the portal is in hopes of seeing Irish boobs.
Accidental nudity.
Accidental nudity it's what makes the world go round.
It's not even accidental.
Or I guess in Ireland,
Yeah.
you're waiting to see New York boobs or American boobs.
Right, through the portal.
Or by the way, or a butt, or dare I say a dong.
Oh, how about this? Within the first day of it being active and up, people in Dublin, and I'm sure people in the US did this similar things, but people in Dublin Googled like the most tragic event in American history, and we're showing pictures of it to people in New York.
9/11?
That's the one.
Too soon?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Not in Dublin. They don't care.
They were literally holding up their phone to the 2 towers burning and putting it in the portal so
Oh,
people in New York could see.
Those Dubliners, I hate them so much. How
I mean,
dare
it's pretty
they?
messed up.
I get like it is very messed up, but at the same time, I don't know.
We should talk about like when the boobs are going to be shown
Yeah.
through the portal.
That's-
That's really what they should focus on.
That's honestly like, I mean, that's funny, I guess, but what would be funnier would be boobs.
Right. In
Or
fact,
actually,
if they
I don't
called
even-
it like the boob portal,
Yeah. Can
Like-
we just build a boob portal?
it's 2 circles.
What like what can we do to Ireland to get them back? Like, so they play this joke or this prank on us. Like, can we post pictures or put pictures of the potato famine through to their side?
There's some pretty tragic, awful events in Ireland's history too, isn't there?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They had the what is it? The IRA, the car bombings.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
they've had like basically a civil war.
Don't the police cars there are still like bomb proof?
Well, the bottom. So the way that it used to happen was they would, I guess, put bombs underneath cars, and there would be car bombings constantly. So I think it's standard issue still. I'm not sure. I haven't looked it up recently, but they used to at very least put these giant bomb-proof plates on the bottom of the police cars in Ireland so that the officers wouldn't be killed if calamity struck.
Yeah, but I mean, were they that heartbroken about it? Because they made a drink called that.
Oh, that's a good point.
But we're not allowed to call the drink that.
We call it a cement mixer.
Cement mixer.
We call it a cement mixer now because of it would be insensitive to call it the other
That's
thing.
right. That's right. And it would be very insensitive to show any of that through the boob portal.
Yeah, which we definitely won't.
No.
Not Big Rich
No.
TV and Flex.
No,
and we don't condone any of this behavior. Even if it's silly or funny or stupid or otherwise, no way.
Should we build a portal? Can we like link up with the city somewhere across the world and have our own portal from here in San Diego to somewhere? What city were we going to?
Somewhere in Qatar.
What's the city that the NFL is doing the game at this year? Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo. You're a genius.
I know I am.
Brazil.
Oh, wait,
yes.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Sao Paulo, Brazil.
What about
you know what I'm thinking?
What about where do the people go where there's
What
like
are
anything happens?
What are Brazilians famous for?
What?
There's something that Brazilian
Coffee.
Is
yeah,
Brazilian
that's right,
roast.
that's right.
Brazilian
That's right,
roast.
yeah.
That's right. There was something else I thought, but
No.
Is it just coffee?
Yeah, it's coffee. Beans.
Beans. Yeah.
Beans, yeah.
They got big old beans
Yes,
out there
they
in
do.
Brazil. Anyways.
Open the portal now.
I think it's just a good reminder that just because we can do something technologically doesn't mean we necessarily should.
No, we should. Yeah, we should. Definitely should.
Happy Mother's Day to the mothers, the
Right.
mamas, the madres out there. Look, we respect you all. But how about a happy, I guess you would say Father's Day weekend, Padres weekend? It was unbelievable what they were able to do against the Dodgers. You had Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jake Cronenworth go yard yesterday. This is Tatis. Now that was cool.
Sweet.
But have you heard Don's call of Xander Bogaerts' fifth inning homer? If you haven't, wait till you get a load of Don Orsillo.
I like it.
Well,
Bogey goes boom.
Oh, Nando, and now
I love Don Orsillo because Don Orsillo, you know, you know what he reminds me? He's America's dad. Like,
yeah,
he is exactly what you sign up for when you think just. So I follow him on Instagram. I love Don Orsillo. So his Instagram is just pictures of him with fish.
Oh yeah, Donatello. Donatello. How does he? Don Antangelo is his Italian cooking name.
It's him cooking.
Yeah,
it's him fishing. Or he posted a story of him. He was like, guys, got some big decisions to make. And I'm like, okay, let me see what the decisions are. He's standing in his bedroom. Clearly he's standing in his bedroom. He's like, so we're going to have a day game while we're on the road. And we're allowed, we don't have to be in like collared shirts. We could wear polos. And he's like, so you're going to help me pick which polo I'm going to wear. And so then he films each individual polo that is sanctioned by the team on the broadcast. And so there's a yellow one with a white stripe. There is a brown one. There's kind of a interesting, like, you know, almost like a City Connect one.
Ooh, okay.
And then there's and he's like, so these are my 4 choices. You guys just in the comments or in the message, DM me, help me out. And I'm just like, this is the most wholesome dad content you've ever seen. Don Orsillo is a hero for all dads. Don Orsillo. Don and Mud also collaborated, and we played it earlier in the show. If you missed it in the 6 o'clock hour, we're going to play it here again. Now, this is a long clip, and there's a lot of fan noise. There's about 45 to 50 seconds worth of fan noise in the middle of this clip, but it helps tell the story of Friday night. For those of you who are lucky enough to be at the ballpark Friday night, or who were fortunate enough to be up watching this game, you saw an unbelievable moment where San Diego truly shined. Luis Arraez, he comes to the plate in the 9th inning, walk-off hit, little bloop out there that gets the Padres the win. But as masterful as the hitting was, listen to this call. they told the whole story there, and they used, I don't know, a paragraph's worth of words between Don Orsillo with his unbelievable call for the most exciting moment of the night, and then the restraint that Mark Grant used prior to giving perfect analysis of what we all just witnessed, explaining the decision making by Mike Schilt, putting a faster base runner on, what Luis Arise means to this ball club, clutching up, and he's brand new to this squad. This is why it's so exciting sometimes to be a Padres fan, because your expectations, unfortunately, are set. They're set at a bar where you're used to being disappointed. But every once in a while, when it all comes together, not only is this city perfectly suited to celebrate a great team, but also we have some of the best broadcasters on planet Earth doing this on a night in, night out basis. So you can guarantee that they're going to capture the moment, and they absolutely did. And hats off to Don and Mud. They are the best in the biz.
By the way, that moment, if you were watching it on television or listening to it right now for the first time, is not as special without the call sounding that way. So, I mean, if you're at the stadium, that's one thing. You're feeling the magic. You're feeling the electricity. To get that to reverberate through your television is very, very difficult. This is absolutely incredible. And, I mean, this is why you love sports. This is why people hang on, because you're able to paint this picture, to put together this story with that sort of broadcasting. Magical.
And it's cool. Like, Don is such a seasoned pro as a play-by-play guy. He does a bunch of national games every year. He was with the Red Sox for like a decade before he came over to San Diego. He's so seasoned that he can make the big moments sound big like that. But then you have Mud, who also very seasoned. He's been with the Padres a long time. But you could hear as soon as the hit happens, somebody's clapping in the background. And I can promise you, I know exactly who it was, because that was Mark Grant pushing away from the microphone like this. Yeah. Like just getting excited. And I think it's really cool that you get the excitement from Mud that's so authentic and real, and you get the enthusiasm from Don, who's just such a pro's pro. It makes for a great combo.
You brought up the Red Sox. I just sent you guys a photo of a 1950 to 1960 Red Sox logo. Huh? What the hell is that?
That, I think,
looks like Italy,
is supposed to be a sock with the face. But I'll tell you right now, that looks like a childo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying as well.
Sorry.
Well, the Red Sox make a huge mistake changing their logo from 1960. They should have kept that. Also, we've been talking about it. Padres, they win yesterday 4-0. Yu Darvish had a day, man, giving up only 2 hits in 7 scoreless innings. Padres beat the Dodgers Friday as well, which means they took the series and they improved to a winning record. Padres now 22-21, and they've yet to lose a series to the Dodgers in 2024. Rockies in town tonight. 6:40 first pitch. Did I get that right?
You nailed it.
Hey, Master P wants to make him say Pelicans. Na 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 na. Legendary rapper Master P says that he has interest in coaching the New Orleans Pelicans, and on top of that, he said he'd bring the franchise a championship if it were to happen. He guaranteed a title while talking to TMZ Sports, saying, "Y'all need to put me on the coaching staff next year, and we're gonna win the whole thing."
I believe him.
Scores around the NBA yesterday. There were 2 games. The Nuggets plagiarized Minnesota.
Hey, you have to stop.
Why?
Yeah, he doesn't know who Master P is.
You don't know who Master P is? Master P. Make him say, na 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 na. How do you not know Master P?
Got nothing for you guys. Sorry.
Wow.
I don't know how we can.
We're gonna have to play this on My Generation. Little game we do on Mondays.
I'm looking out. He had some hits now.
Master P?
Mm-hmm.
Which
Rocket, Bourbons, and Lax.
Yeah.
Pass me the green.
Yeah.
Grab the wall.
He may be talking about money. He may be talking about weed.
No Limit Soldier. Stop hating.
No Limit Soldier was
Wobble Wobble.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Is that Wobbledy Wobble? No.
Wobble, 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 wobble. That one?
Let's see.
His real name is Percy Robert Miller.
Yeah.
I believe he
Percy Robert Miller.
I believe he produced the track with True to the Game Freakos. Y'all remember that jam?
One of my faves.
You guys remember Bouncing and Swangin'? Bounce that ass. I do.
I do. I mean, I listened to it on cassette.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, 1991. Guess who was not born yet?
Well,
Well, yeah, but I mean, do you know the Rolling Stones?
I do.
Do you know the Beatles?
I do.
You should probably know Master P.
Yeah.
Right up there. Plus,
So
he's
who
going to be coaching.
plagiarized what?
The Nuggets plagiarized Minnesota.
Wait, what?
They copied them verbatim. Burwolves 115, 107, and Indiana Polis 500. The Knicks 121, 89.
That's so bad.
It's so bad it's good.
Yeah,
It's
felt
so
like
bad it's
it
good.
was really good.
You know what's really good is we have some NFL news to share. Okay. How do you like that, Mapples? Yeah, it is May 13th, but the NFL just made a headline. We'll tell you what that is. Not yet.
Well,
that's a little teaser.
Get a little taste. Also, guys, I don't know if we should be worried.
Yeah.
Evil Tiger is back.
We have two juicy little headlines to get into on the other side.
To take a bite.
Yeah, we're going to take a bite. And you know what? Tiger's hungry. Oh, he's hungry.
He is hungry. We want to do a ticket giveaway coming up here for those Iron Maiden tickets.
I do. Right, we do.
I mean, Iron Maiden, they're going to be at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater October 4th, concert week. We are almost to the end of it. You got today and tomorrow to get $25 tickets over 5,000 shows. That's up to 75% off, happening through the end of the 14th. $25 concert and comedy tickets to fill your summer with shows. To get your tickets, go to livenation.com/concert week. If you want to win Iron Maiden, let's say 27.
You want to do it now, or you want to wait until 27?
I like to. I don't know. Is that, otherwise, I'll forget.
Well, will we? Could we do this? Could we, instead of doing 827? Could we do Evil Tiger?
Okay.
An NFL headline you have to hear.
Okay.
And Iron Maiden coming up.
I mean, if you want to throw all that on the docket today, let's do it.
You better stay tuned. The next time you hear our voices, you're winning Iron Maiden tickets. You're finding out. Hide your wives. Tiger Woods on the hunt again. And also NFL. But before we get to any of that, Fletch.
Yeah, let me ask you a question real quick.
I have to thank you for something.
Well, you're welcome.
Okay.
But can I ask you a
Moving
question
on. Yes,
before you
what's your
thank me?
question?
Do you think Fernando Tatis Jr. will reach second base tonight?
Are we talking baseball or something else?
Yeah, okay.
Baseball.
Yeah. Actually, both. Both are big time. I'm going to go more.
Okay, good. Because right now on the Prize Picks app, Fernando Tatis Jr. is set for 1.5 total bases. I would also take the more on that. I think he's going to reach second, or at the very least, he's going to reach first twice. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So get on over to the Prize Picks app right now. Make the Padres games more fun to watch for yourself. Like that Dodgers series was so overly emotional that everyone feels a little drained waking up on a Monday morning. I know I feel it. So tonight you might need a little extra motivation to get into Padres and Rockies. Well, the Prize Picks app can offer you that. And Rich, why do you need to thank me?
Because I'm on Prize Picks now.
You're welcome.
So you have been telling me for literally months, like, you need to download this app. I'm like, yeah. And so then you finally took my phone and you're like, no, I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to download the app. I'm like, yeah. I never opened it. And then finally I signed up with promo code DOGS. That's DOGS. And they doubled my deposit, by the way, up to $100. I happened to deposit $100. So I got to play with $200, and I'm still playing on that initial promotion because all I do is win, no matter what. Look, you get it. The point is, Prize Picks is super easy. It's convenient to use. If you've used other daily fantasy apps, I'm sure you've been disappointed with some of the processes that you have to go to, whether it be the withdrawal process or just the clunky nature of some of these apps with Prize Picks. And I've used a bunch of these. I'm running into none of those issues. I made my first $100 deposit. I received that instant $100 bonus. And if you have the skills, you could play for a shot at turning your $100, or even if you just deposit 10 into $1,000 immediately, because you take that $10, you build out a lineup, you could win up to 100 times your money in a single lineup.
And that's the way you do it with the demons. For example, a demon right now on Fernando Tatis Jr. Does he hit a double tonight?
So I have I picked a demon on him, total bases 2.5, more or less.
I like that.
I'm taking more.
Do it.
I'm taking more. And guess what? I'm gonna win.
I think you're going to too. Fernando's.
You guys are both winners in my eyes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
TD.
TD.
Yeah,
This ad is going well.
Yeah, TD, go ahead, download the Prize Picks app, use promo code DOGS. It'll take you about 60 seconds. Dogs as in roadies, dogs, hangers, bangers, DOGS. We had some questions on the text line, how you spell it. It's pretty easy. DOGS is the promo code you use when you sign up. Prize Picks, pick more, pick less. It's that easy. This update is presented by the San Diego International Airport. Awesome weekend for the Pods. They take 2 out of 3 from LA at Petco Park. Next up, Rockies 3-game series with the Rockies at Petco coming up starting today. NBA playoffs, Denver Nuggets battle back in their series with the Timberwolves after last night's 115-107 win. That series is now tied at 2 games apiece. Same story going on with the Pacers and the Knicks. As the Pacers have battled back from 0-2 deficit, that series now tied at 2 as well. In the NFL, announced this morning that the first game of the season is going to be September 5th. It'll be the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, taking on the Baltimore Ravens at Arrowhead at San Diego International Airport. Parking should be stress-free. If you're traveling soon, make a parking reservation in advance for Terminal 2 Parking Plaza or Curbside Valet. It's as easy as 123 at san.org/parking.
Big Rich and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760, and we want you to stay connected with San Diego Sports 760 no matter where you are, whether you're stepping out of your car or settling in at home. Just command your Google or Alexa smart speaker to play AM 760 or Alexa, play San Diego Sports 760. Do you think that triggered a bunch of them right now?
Sonos.
Do you have a Sonos?
No, I don't have anything.
I don't have a Sonos either. I don't know if you just command Sonos to do that or if that's also like an Alexa thing.
Hey, Sonos, listen up.
That's right. Play AM 760 or use the free iHeart app for seamless listening. It's like having your favorite station right in your pocket. Shave time, shave money.
I hate those so much.
Why? It's a good jingle.
They're so stupid.
We're just writing jingles over here. Hang on, let me write down a time that I said this at. 8:32.
I don't. Command is such a harsh word, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like that is too. Like if I commanded someone to do something, they would be very angry at me.
TD.
I command you
to take a lap.
Wait, okay, hold on here. Which, by the way, okay, so last week,
Dude,
I think it was last week.
The first time Rich's kid is going to meet you, or like next time Rich's kid sees you in real life, will be, TD, take a lap.
Yeah, that's what we heard in the break here, that they've been listening, and that's what they've taken away from the show is that I need to run laps because I failed to do so one time, which, by the way, I felt like the work put into not running the lap equals a lap.
It's the fact that you cheated the system, and it's the fact that you weren't going to say anything unless somebody caught you.
It was better.
Which I did catch you.
That was better, though.
I can see right through that little slit, slit in that door.
I was going to come back in here. I was going to have plenty of breath to do the read, and you guys are going to go, wow, how is this guy so in shape? Because he lost all that weight without exercise or counting points or counting calories. And I'd be like, yeah, no, thanks to stfatloss.com. I no longer get winded on laps. And then you guys are like, oh, no, you guys have broken my trust. Oh.
You have broken our trust. And I do hope that the next time Rich's kid sees you, he's ATD, take a lap.
Well, I paid my debt here in studio. I drank the hot sauce that from Cian Chili's. Maria, by the way, was in here last Friday. Yep. And if you want to go get some, cianchilis.com. It's delicious. But I drank the hot sauce, and then you guys today said, hey, so we got to think of something to pay your debt for this. How long do I have to pay the debt?
It goes on and on and on.
I don't feel like it does.
So as promised, we'll have Iron Maiden tickets for you coming up in just a little bit. We have to talk about Evil Tiger. But before we get to either of those two, we have to talk about the NFL. Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs.
That's all we get?
Just a little taste.
There we go. Wait, how come we only get that much?
Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, Thursday Night Football to open the NFL season. You're going to see a rematch of the AFC Championship game. That is going to be the first offering from the NFL. And, you know, this happens every year to me. You see the schedule release is coming, and you're like, it's kind of a non-story. And then all of a sudden you realize, no, it's a very much so a big-time story.
Who do you guys got?
What do you mean in terms of
who's going to win that game?
Oh, that game?
Let's
I
start doing
wonder
it
if
right
there's
now.
lines on
Probably.
Hang on.
Oh my gosh, there's lines already? You think on this thing?
Guarantee you there are.
There could be a future on this. Hang on. I'm going to check it out right now.
Didn't the Chiefs lose their home open last season
against the Lions?
Yeah. And it didn't matter. They continued to win after that. Yeah, I guess my gut would be the Chiefs win this thing just because that's what they do.
Chiefs versus Ravens odds. I'm so curious. Chiefs are going to be favored.
I bet you it's -3.5 right now.
Okay, if this is correct, it says the Chiefs open as a 3-point favorite again. This might be old. This might be from no. This from 2 hours ago. Okay. So check this out. The Chiefs open as 3-point favorites against the Ravens at DraftKings Sportsbook with -110 odds on either side of the bet. So whether you take the 3 points with the Ravens or you think the Chiefs will cover, you're getting -110 odds there. The Chiefs,
if we were going to talk to Jared Smith right now, he would tell us to tease this one to try to get better odds on the payout.
Maybe.
That's what I was thinking, that exact same thing.
Actually, there's no way he would tell us that.
No, he's all about the teasers.
Well, yeah. What would you tease it with?
Well, once we get the next lines for the rest of the games later this week.
Like you know what you're talking
I do know what I'm talking about, because if we were to talk to Jared Smith on Thursday after the NFL schedule is released,
what would you tease it with?
Nothing right now, but on Thursday I would have
there's curling
9
happening
other
same
options.
time.
And why would you tease? What's the benefit of teasing?
Because you're not getting the -110. If you tease, you'll get plus odds on that when you tease it, because it'll be more of a grouping. And so you actually tease the Chiefs down to like -6 if you think they're going to win by a touchdown. And then you would be able to couple that with a couple of games that are going to be happening later on in the week.
This is overcomplicating
that
this.
Makes absolutely no sense. Why would you want to tease this? Why would you want to have the Chiefs tease to -6?
Because then
why wouldn't you want them teased down to -1?
Because then you get like plus 600 or something instead of -1.
You're an idiot. That is not how this works at all.
Fact giver.
That is not how this works at all. You just wanted to sound like you knew what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking
When you
about.
get plus odds and you tease. If you're taking the Chiefs, you want to tease them down closer to a pick 'em. You idiot. Gosh, I hate when you do this. You make me so mad.
Wait. Yeah, you know what? I mean, there's 3 months before this even matters.
The
Almost 4
over-under
months.
is set at 49.5. I need to know right now. Are they scoring 50 or more points?
Yeah.
You need to tone back your testosterone a little bit there, big boy.
You know what's weird is as I'm looking at photos of the Chiefs and the Ravens playing each other, I immediately start thinking like, oh my God, Halloween candy, pumpkins, the leaves start to turn. I'm in fall mode. We're not even in summer yet.
I want to take out all the decorations. We bought a giant skeleton last year.
Good.
I mean, that thing.
Good.
It's spooky, guys.
Oh, yeah, it's
very spooky.
It's 22
Our
feet
Halloween
tall.
decorations were top notch in terms of things we've decorated this studio for. Remember the white woman Instagram post we made?
Oh,
was
yeah,
good.
that was good.
It was good.
We're going to do that again.
That pissed off Sarah in a big way.
Yeah.
Sarah Dale, TD's wife, she was not happy that we borrowed a lot of the accoutrement from
here's the
her
thing. Here's the
holiday
thing.
decoration.
Most of our stupidity that we do here in studio, whether that's cooking something or decorating or whatever it may be, we don't tell our wives that we're going to take the toaster oven. We don't tell
They don't
our
wake up at
wives-
4 a.m.
Well, I mean, usually we know we're doing that the night before, but if I say something, I'll be told no. So I just do it, and then it happens here in studio, and then she finds out that all the decorations were taken from the house while looking at Instagram posts. So, so she'll be like, wait, is that my flag? Is that my cheese board?
I'm pretty sure she sent me a DM going, "That's my coffee cup."
Yeah.
I was like, sorry about that.
Listen, we needed a Hey Girl coffee cup.
Yeah, and I don't own one, Sarah Dale. That's your coffee cup, and I needed it. Also,
we needed candles.
Speaking of wives, everybody hide your wives because Tiger Woods is back on the prowl.
Yeah,
I'll tell you right now, they don't just call him Tiger Woods as like. That's not just
his last name is Smith,
right? Yeah, I mean, trust me when I tell you, and it's not golf related either.
No.
Even though he's great with a 3-wood, you should see him with it. Well, anyways, look, the point is Tiger Woods. I mean.
He's back.
So he was
evil
abstaining
Tiger.
from sex before the Masters.
But then
now he's going on the prowl?
Yeah, well, we don't know. All we do know is he looks a little different. He's got a goatee again. Now,
Hell
the
yeah.
last time he had a goatee, he was evil Tiger, and there was a lot happening. You
Yeah,
know
he's
what I'm
also
saying?
really good at golf.
yeah, well, that's true too.
Not with the goatee. He was not good.
Is that true? I
you
thought
sure?
he was good. No, I thought he went through evil Tiger phase where he was just knocking down Denny's waitresses and he was just doing nothing.
He was winning with the goatee.
Yeah, dude.
I
he
feel
went
like
on
he
a
was
stretch
not.
where there was all the public scrutiny and he was still dominating on the course.
Winning percentage with goatee. Come on,
Come
don't
on,
fail me
Google.
now.
Don't let me down.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right. And the article I was just looking at popped up. Let's see. He is okay. Hang on. Hang on.
He had to shave it as a slump buster.
We did research. Tiger is 0 for 6 in majors with an average finishing position of 24.3 with a goatee.
Thank you.
Since
Thank
his
you.
sex scandal.
Thank you.
He is 0 for 7, 14 for 63 with an average finishing position of 15.8 without a goatee in that same period. So, okay.
So he was better with the goatee?
Here's what I'm going to say. With the goatee, not as good, but don't smell that goatee.
Just go.
Is he still sponsored by Gatorade? Because he's going to be so dehydrated.
Can you guys do me?
No,
just a-
you can go and then do your weight loss
Can
read.
you guys do me a favor? Can you give away Iron Maiden tickets? Can you make that promise to me?
Yeah,
and when I come back, I want to talk about my unbelievable weight loss journey.
By the way, while Rich taking a lap, he doesn't have to do that while losing weight. No exercise required. But okay, now we're going to give away those Iron Maiden tickets, but we're going to do it at 8:47. 5 minutes from now, 8:47. That way, the streamers, you have a chance at these as well. But Iron Maiden going to be at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater October 4th because we're in the midst of concert week. We only got a couple days left for $25 tickets to over 5,000 shows, up to 75% off your summer shows. To get your tickets, go to liveNation.com/concert week. That may be a record time on the lap.
Wow.
That was not a jog. That was a full sprint, buddy.
I told Marty what my joke was in the newsroom, the Kogo newsroom.
Yeah, and now they're going to steal the bit.
Well, yeah. They said, hey, make sure you tell nobody else about that because we're going to be talking about Tiger Woods goatee smell later on today.
Yeah, we're going to do it after My Generation Monday.
Kogo News Time, 8:42.
Check out traffic.
Did we give away Maiden tickets?
We did, 8:47. So they got 4 minutes and 10 seconds before they have to call in.
Sweet Jesus,
you have
thank
that much
God.
time to talk about how much weight you've lost because you're way more aerodynamic now.
I really am. I'm cutting the air with more ease. I just ran a lap around the building, and that is a true story. And I'll tell you right now, I feel great. I feel light on my feet.
You look good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you look good.
Well, you look good, feel good, look good.
What? Fletch taking a nap all of a sudden.
What's happening?
Yeah, what's going on, buddy?
Am I boring you?
Yeah.
With my weight loss journey?
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I don't know about you guys, but I've lost over 30 pounds since joining up with SDFatLoss.com.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was trying to read at the same time. I didn't know what he was talking about. They've been doing that for like a week, Fletch. Yeah. ESPN is being called out for a lap as well because they wrote Duranting and raving at the top of the screen. And that has been a bit that they've been doing for quite some time.
Yeah, that was one of those in-ear things.
No, it's fine. I needed to bring people up to speed because I got lost talking about weight loss. And that's what I do because I love it.
Yeah. I'm duranting and raving about all the weight that we've lost as a show. 30 plus pounds each of us. Fletch, he's knocking down the door of 50 plus pounds lost.
Oh,
is it official?
Whoa.
Are you down 50?
I didn't step on the scale this morning. I will this afternoon.
Oh my goodness.
Riding on this.
Yeah. Wait, I always like to get on the scale right after, a couple of items that took place right in the morning.
You got it.
That way, like at the lowest possible.
What they call them, the morning ablution.
Yes.
Yes. Look, the point is, with SCFatLoss.com, you are going to lose weight. I can't guarantee it, but if you follow the protocol, I can promise you that you will at very least have your best chance at losing weight. We were skeptics. We signed up with SC Fat Loss. They're like, you're going to lose like 10 pounds in the first week. We're like, yeah, thanks for playing. We'll see you never. Turns out we lost 10 pounds in the first 4 days. Our group text blew up because I was like, I'm down 12 pounds. You guys lose enough weight yet? And all of a sudden, Tita's like, yep. And then Fletch, literally showed us a picture of the scale. And there was this large shadow. It was casted over the ground. I think he was backlit. Either way,
whatever it was.
The point is, Fletch has lost a ton of weight, and the result of all this weight loss is our wives like us more. Our bosses are considering paying us a lot more money.
Yep, that's been talked about.
Things are better. Things are better. So if you, like us, are seeing the warmer weather coming, we had a great Mother's Day weekend with the sun out, and you're thinking, gosh, I want to look better in my bathing suit. Now's the time. SDFatLoss.com. Sign up. And then talk to Wayne and Chloe. Mention you heard it on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. You could save $200 off your subscription. That is a huge savings, and it's a huge saving on something that works. Lose weight the natural way. Don't, count points, calories, exercise, injections, all those things. Do it this way. It's real results. And that is a real picture of somebody who also was on sdfatloss.com and really benefited from it. So, check it out. sdfatloss.com.
Hey, so you got a shot to win $1,000 here with bonus bucks. I'm talking about, $1,000 as I'm trying to read this ad read carefully. Every day this week, listen for the keyword, then enter it at sportssd.com. Your next chance for that keyword coming up in about 11 minutes.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Monday. Again, a super happy Mother's Day wish to all the mamas out there, including Halle Berry, who I'm not even 100% sure if she has children, but whether she does or she
One
doesn't.
of her kids is the new Little Mermaid.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it is?
Well, tell you what, Halle Berry, for whatever age she's currently at,
she's like 57.
She is holding it all together.
Sometimes you wish the Zoom could just zoom a little more.
Yeah, there's not enough Zoom available, unfortunately, on planet Earth.
Is there a little tattoo there?
Does she? Yeah, she might.
I don't know. I can't. Maybe it could just be marks from the metal grate that she's pressed up against. Completely nude, boys.
Yeah, she I guess has a boyfriend now. She's a divorcee who is now dating again, and she is on a little Romeo Juliet balcony outside of what I would assume is her house. And there is a picture taken in it of her leaning up against the balcony, the wrought iron.
Yep.
And she is bare ass naked.
It's completely naked.
So I fact checked myself to make sure I was right about Halle Berry's daughter being the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
I am right.
Okay.
Her name is also Halle. No, sorry, I'm wrong.
What the hell is happening right now? Are you okay?
Wait,
No.
Her name is also Halle Berry.
No, it's
Halle Berry Jr.
Bailey, but she does have daughters.
Wait, her name's Bailey Berry?
Halle Bailey.
Wait a second. So it's not her daughter.
It's not her daughter.
What is happening?
I don't know. I'll just be done for today. You guys got
it. Although fantastic Little Mermaid. Okay, right. We will say that.
This is great. This is great stuff.
Van Hunt. I don't know. That's the name. Let me see if he's got a first name.
Is that the boyfriend?
That's the boyfriend who posted it.
I'll tell you what. I appreciate his camera work.
Yeah.
If nothing else, he's a photographer.
Just says Van Hunt, and it says public figure, and then there's little emoji, cigarette, a winky face, and then like the hand of like forget about it.
Okay. I'm gonna write. Okay, this one. My Google search is gonna be, what does Van Hunt do? Okay, let's see. He is a singer, a record producer, and a songwriter. And I'm gonna throw in there photographer.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. A social media expert.
This guy takes the best pictures. Everybody knows.
The
Van
text
Hunt's
line is
pictures.
saying we need to watch Halle Berry and Monsters Ball. Have you guys seen that movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton and Halle Berry, I think for the first time in a feature film, actually did the thing. Like for real.
Wait.
On set, in front of the camera crew, producers, directors.
Is that legal?
Well, if it isn't, I don't want it to be. I don't even know what that means. Look, the point is, who do we thank, Fletch?
Yeah, exactly.
The roadies, the dogs, the hangers, the bangers. Not me. I was crap today.
Don't
come
say
on.
that.
No.
It happens.
You're dealing with some issues there.
Congrats to
Turn
Scott.
that upside down.
Yeah.
Congrats, Scott, on the Van Halen tickets. Did we
Scott.
give away Van
Not
Hunt?
quite.
No, it's
Iron
Iron Maiden.
Van Hunt.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.